Oh my God. Look at his balls. They are so big. He must be one of those gamer guys. Like, who understands them anyway?
I say, what? Balls! Who's got the balls? I got the balls. Big, big, big balls. Who's got the balls? I got the balls. The big, big, big balls. The balls. Who got the balls? I got the balls. The big, big, big balls. Balls. Who got the balls? I got the balls. The big, big, big balls. Balls. Who's got them balls? I got them balls. The big, big balls. Who's got them balls? I got them balls. The big, big balls. Balls. Big, big balls.
Well, let me just introduce you to my balls here, okay? The right one's Chuck, and the left one's Norris.
This song is all about my balls. 'Cause they big, the opposite of smalls. I say my balls be bouncing left and right. My balls be owning you tonight.
Who got the balls? I got
I
the
got
balls.
the balls, big balls.
Who got the balls? I
I
got the
got the
balls.
balls,
Big, big,
big balls.
Who got them balls? I got them balls.
Big, big, big balls.
Who's got them balls?
I got the balls, big, big, big balls. Balls, big motherfucking balls.
Let me just tell you a quick story about my balls, okay? They're big, they're round, and they're big.
Big, big balls. Balls.
My balls need some sucking. My balls need licking. My balls, my balls, my balls be swinging. My balls need some sucking. My balls need licking. My balls be swinging, swinging. Balls be swinging. My balls need legend, no imitation. My balls need two wheelbarrows for transportation.
Balls.
My balls need jive. My balls be enormous. My balls waving in the air. My balls like they just don't care. Elephants be all like, damn, them Geeks balls. My balls, my balls, my balls be huge. My balls be Angus. My balls, my balls.
Balls.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, and it is hot as fuck here in Chicago. So hot, so hot, and unfortunately, I live next to the train tracks, and it's way too early because next week it's supposed to get cold again, so it's way too early to turn on the central air. And because of the train tracks, I have to keep the windows closed in the studio. And boy, is it fucking hot in this room. But my woes aside, I am joined by the notorious B.O.B. What's up, Bob?
What is up? How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. DL says it's definitely hot as balls. It is. Fucking hot. Mine are drooping all the way down there. Down to, if I roll my chair back, I might roll over a nut. That's how far they're going.
Have you ever sat on your balls before?
Dude, if I sit too fast, they slam on the chair, and then I've sat on them.
Horrendous. Absolutely. I hate that pain.
I've sat. Like, some chairs are flat. Like, you get the nice flat. Doesn't have the indent for the butt. It's just a flat chair. And I've sat down, like, wearing shorts just too fast and just smacked my balls on the chair. And I'd be like, oh! And my ex-wife at the time would be like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I sat down too fast. I sat down hard. And because I don't have a big ass, it was just the balls were the first thing to slap on the chair. Hurt. Just in time. We're talking about balls, and of course, Blinded Braille pops right in. What's up, Blinded?
What's up? Yeah, I was running a little bit late. I was trying to make something and finish it. Still didn't finish it though.
Macaroni and cheese?
No, I was making a salad.
You tossing salad?
Not really tossing, no. I just drizzle on because I don't really want to put too much sauce on it.
No. The pause killed it. You almost had something going on, and then you paused and fucked it all up. Comedy's all about timing. It's all about timing. But as you can see, joining us is Blinded Braille, right hand of the frog. Gentlemen, we'll start with the late guy here, eating the salad on stream. How's your week been?
Pretty good. I've been working on something, so I've been busy.
Anything you want to reveal? Anything?
It's for my submission. That's really it.
Oh, excellent. For your studies.
Yeah.
Playgirl spread coming this winter?
Say that again?
Your Playgirl spread. That's the submission you're talking about.
Oh, right. Yes.
You can find Blinded Braille in the pages of Canadian Playgirl magazine this summer. Look for him under the name Mike Honcho.
Oh my God. I do squatting for that shoot.
All right, lets it all hang out.
Yeah.
And when I say spread, I mean spread, butt cheeks wide open and everything.
Everything, man. It's crazy stuff.
Other than that, how's the week been going, Blinded?
Yeah, it's been fine. I'm almost done because this is a gaming podcast. I'm almost done Cyberpunk because everybody's giving me shit for playing this game for over 100 hours.
Terrible game.
No.
I love this game. I finished all the quests, finished all the gigs, did all the hustles. Every little quest I could find, I did it. And now I'm on the last main mission, so that's the point of no return. So I'm trying to save up, get some ammo, get some nice guns, craft some stuff.
You know how many endings there are?
Yeah, I'm debating on whether I should do all the endings because I'm not really going for the platinum, but I'm going for the Pan Am ending first, though. I have to do that ending.
I don't know what that means.
My advice would be to
Bob knows.
My advice would be to do all the endings because they actually have a big, quite a dramatic, different tone ending.
Yeah, I know all of them.
Oh.
Like the one I think is the darkest one is definitely the suicide one. That was like probably the most heartbreaking one. But yeah, all the rest of them, they're pretty interesting. I can do the secret ending because I got to 70%. I'm not sure if I really want to do it, but I'm curious because I'm strong enough to do the raid completely. And that would be definitely fun. But yeah, if you don't know anything about Cyberpunk, then yeah, this may be confusing, but yeah.
It is super, super confusing.
Sorry.
What difficulty are you playing it on?
I'm just playing it on normal. I was going to play it on hard, but then I was like, nah. But then for whatever reason, like as I kept going and you get stronger, like normal really becomes way too easy. And I was really pissed off. I was like, damn.
Would you recommend it?
I would recommend it just for the lore and also to get into the tabletop game because I think that's probably the most interesting aspect of Cyberpunk. Like this definitely deserves some type of movie, in my opinion.
So if I get it and it sucks, are you going to pay me back?
No. Definitely not.
That's a terrible answer. See, if I recommend the game, I would definitely be like, it's not going to suck, so I wouldn't even have to worry about paying you back.
Well, I'm recommending it. The thing is, I know that we have different tastes, so like, if I recommend, I'm just like broadly recommending it because I liked it. And also too, I don't really I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, I would recommend it knowing. I mean, you don't really play a lot of open world games. This is very much like a Bethesda game. That's the way I see it. So if that's not really your type of game, don't play it. But if you like Bethesda games and you like Cyberpunk, then play it.
I love Bethesda games. I love Cyberpunk. I love open world games. Why is every time we have a discussion, everybody?
I don't really think
what
that's
kind of games I play. Like you play those games.
You definitely do have more of a skew a certain way. That's why I feel like I would say that.
Are you saying Cyberpunk is the next Blade Runner?
Well, it is slightly based off of Blade Runner, but the lore is much deeper than Blade Runner. I like Blade Runner, but it's not as deep as sorry, Cyberpunk is Blade Runner's not as deep as Cyberpunk. Jesus, holy, that was a hard one to come out.
Finbar says you need to save your Canadian money for the Dr. Doom fund.
I already have that seed up. Don't worry about that, man.
All right.
That thing can happen. You should be saving up. Actually, you should be saving up. That's what I should say.
Normally, this is the time where I would ask Bob how his week has been, but his week has been boring. Nothing has happened in Bob's week.
Oh
So
my
I don't
god!
even think
how
I don't
rude.
even think we need to ask him how his week's been. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take the leap anyway. Bob, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. I've been just chilling, watching some stuff. I've been going to the Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, revisiting that TV show. Underrated. Haven't really been gaming much. I've been kind of saving my gaming for a while. I've been buying games but not playing them when they're on sale.
That's a whole game into itself. See how much you could buy before you go broke. I play that game every month.
I think I'm up to like 6-7 games this year, ones which I haven't finished yet. But I've got such a list of games I want to beat this year. I have no idea how I'm going to achieve 52.
Yes, actually, there is, Sweet and Tender. There is. You got to hold on for it. All right. How many have you beaten so far this year, Bob?
6 or 7-ish. There's games which I've got half finished as well. Yeah. And some of these games I've beaten are like 40-hour, 50-hour games. A couple of them are like shorter.
It's not about how long the game is. It's about you having fun with the new experience.
Indeed. And I've been having a lot of fun with new experiences. AA?
Yeah. All right. Sweet and Tender says he just picked up Dying Light for PS4. Awesome. Myself, I have had quite the interesting week. You'll notice if you follow the channel, if you watch content here, we had a few hiccups, I would say, this week. A few hiccups. We missed a couple of streams that we usually do. We didn't do anything yesterday. I think not Wednesday. We did Wednesday. Thursday, we didn't. Did we do a Thursday stream, or was it Monday we missed?
No, we did Thursday.
And Tuesday then. We missed. I know we missed Friday and another day. There's like 2 days we didn't stream. I'm pretty sure.
Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah. So the other day, I had myself an epiphany. I was in the grocery store, right? I'm in the line, and some lady, she's having issues, and, her EBT's not working or whatever, right? So the line's held up, right? And when the line's held up, you got nothing to do. You just start looking around. You're wondering what's going on, right? And there's one person in front of me. They got their stuff on the belt, and it's like I want to say older lady, maybe like 45, 46-ish. She's got his stuff. It's like chicken, steak, frozen vegetables, milk, bread, all the essentials. And I look over to my left. I can see the other aisle, and they got, people in the 30s, 40s. They got same stuff, chicken, breads, your staples. I look to the right, same thing, people 20, 30, 40-year-olds. They all got more or less the same stuff. And I started looking behind me, and the guy's behind me, he's got a cart. He's got more or less the same shit, right? And I look at my stuff on the belt. I got a 12-pack of Monster, 4 packs of ramen noodles, and a pack of gummy worms. And in that instant, I realized I had an epiphany. I am a child pretending to be an adult. I have not figured out how to actually be the age that I am, gentlemen. I'm not a grown man. I am a child faking my way through the world, pretending to be an adult.
Well, you know what they say. Once you hit 18, that's pretty much your mind state for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So
That is terrible.
It's true.
I don't know if I completely buy that.
Wait till
Unless
wait till you get to 40.
I feel like I have changed
Yeah, you
within the
grow.
last 5 years
You grow and change in the like. How old are you
in
now?
terms of thinking.
Yeah,
I'm almost
thinking.
23.
You're almost 23. All right. Yeah, you're going through that phase. I know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't worry. Trust me. You'll get it
No,
later.
man.
You get it later. It's like when
No,
you're 18, you're like, oh man, I know everything. Then you get to 21. Then you get to 23. No one likes you when you're 23.
Mm.
And then you get to 30. And
no one likes
40.
you when you're 23 and you're still making phone
Specifically.
calls.
Yeah, Blink-182 song quote. Most of the things I say are either song quotes or movie quotes or video game quotes, subtly slide in.
Yeah, I knew the reference. I caught the reference.
Yeah.
I like the song. It's a great song. Sweet Tender says, do you know how to use a washing machine? I do, but I've known how to use a washing machine since I was like 10. Right? So, like literally, like all the adult things that I need to know how to do, I've known how to do them prior to crossing the adult threshold. Right.
Right.
But my mindset, I realized that my mindset, right? Like I don't want to talk about IRAs. I don't want to talk about, insurance policies or what are my future plans? Did you get your 401k? I'm at the age where if I go to like a family function or a party and people are like, yeah, going on vacation and we're 401k and blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, what the fuck? No one's talking Star Wars or Legend of Zelda. What the fuck's going on here?
Well, it is 2023. We're very lucky to live in the modern age, and it's this old antiquated thinking that you can't maintain your interest from your before
Childhood.
from childhood. Like me and my best friend Mobius, we love Marvel. We watch the shows, we watch the movies. I wear the t-shirts, I get the posters sometimes. But like my mom, she just doesn't get it. She's like, why are you wearing an Iron Man t-shirt? Why are you going to see the Avengers? Why are you watching this kid shit? And I'm like, it's not like that anymore, Mum. My dad, when I watched anime, he was like, why are you watching Dragon Ball Z? That's a kid's thing. I'm like, no, it's not, Dad.
But see, it goes beyond that, right? I understand. I get this idea that we've grown up and our interests have grown up with us, right? When I was a kid, kids played video games. Our generation grew up and video games came along with us, right? Adults play video games, but there's a difference between an adult playing video games for 2 hours and me staying up 12 hours straight playing video games and not going to sleep, sitting there drinking a Monster, eating gummy worms while I'm playing video games, right? It's like Tony might be a little confused as to his priorities, is what I'm saying.
I mean, I am a man-child, but I don't have that issue at all. I guess my man-childness stops at Marvel and Star Wars and playing video games.
Like I'm a man-child, but I don't see it as a problem. That's the other thing, right? Like I see the issue, but I don't really see it as an issue, right? I just like, that's just me.
I guess it's just perspective then, and what you want.
56K says, I went 12 straight hours playing Counter-Strike. I take offense to that.
You need to lay off that Counter-Strike, man.
I'm waiting for CSGO 2. That sounds hype.
It's never happened. It's never gonna happen.
They announced it. It's official. It's happening.
Yeah, it's been happening for.
It's never.
They make way too much money off of it.
No, man.
So yeah. So I've had that epiphany, and I think I got to come to terms with it. I got to come to the grips that I've not matured, and I'm never going. I have arrested development, and I am going to be a 23-year-old in mind forever. Yeah. See, everyone keeps saying like
12-hour sessions
every now and then, but that's the thing, right? You're going every now
and then, yeah.
And I'm going like every chance I have, right? Every opportunity.
I only do that with a new release. I can't actually do that from time to time. I think the most I can go up to is 5 hours, but not 12 hours. I think that's insane. I gotta do something else at that point.
I'm insane. I literally, gentlemen, set my alarm clock for 5 a.m. on the weekends, not to get up to mow the grass, to do the dishes, to go for a run, a hike, to have I do it because I know I can start playing video games earlier. That's the level of childlike innocence that I have, right? Like,
I just don't have the stamina. It varies for me game to game and depends what mood I'm in. If I'm in a gaming mood or what, I can do a game like that. But my ex-girlfriend used to tell me one of her favorite sayings, Tony, I think you'll appreciate this one, was you're only as old as the girl you're feeling up.
No.
Well, no, not that. Not like that. Because I was like 40. She was like,
yeah, I think Tony just like went, he wiped some sweat off his forehead.
I was pulling my collar. Stop talking, Bob.
Nah, man, I'm liberated now. I feel like the shackles are off. I hate being like, I can't make the jokes I want to make. I can't say what I want to say. I can't share things which have happened to me and people have said to me. I'm liberated.
That's awesome. Finbar says, I try to put in 12-hour gaming session. I'd probably get my head caved in with a rolling pin.
Oh, my God.
Wake up early in the morning. The day feels longer. You can have fun while having productive. That's the thing, though. I'm not productive.
Yeah.
I have no productivity. I'm obviously, I shower, I eat, I make sure my child is taken care of. I groom myself.
You groom
myself.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Hair, fingernails. All the stuff. I am kempt. My clothes are washed. Is what I'm saying. But I'm saying I don't go beyond. I don't go above and beyond. I don't feel like I don't want to watch the news. Right? Like adults watch news. I don't watch the news. I don't know. Maybe it's my mind's thinking.
I stopped watching the news too.
Right. Like that's what I think. Maybe that's the issue. It's like when I was a kid, what I pictured an adult was what I picture an adult doing, or the things that they do, and I see that I'm not doing those things that I thought I would be doing, and so now I guess I don't think I'm an adult. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't even think it's actually to bring this up. I don't think it's really healthy to just sit there and watch the news. I think it should just be something you look at. Okay, this happened, and then move on. Because I think it can go down into a fucking spiral of various issues.
What's up, Carlo? He says, great to see Bob back. Hi, Blind in chat.
Yeah, what's up, Carlo?
It's really great to see you, Carlo. Really missed you. So very sorry.
Carlo. I always read that as Carlo, like the Italian name. Carlo. Speaking of Italians, that's the other interesting thing that happened this week, right? Someone had asked me, how was I able to deal with Tommy? Because the Reddit had posted some stuff, and then someone was like, "Oh my God, look at this! There's some back and forth between Tommy and Tony, Atari Age," and they posted some screenshots. Someone asked me, said, "Hey, how were you able to successfully deal with Tommy?" And we'll see. The thing is, what a lot of people don't know is I used to have an Italian girlfriend, right? So I am used to dealing with older Italian people. I mean, I used to go to her house, and her house it's like a museum, the mom's house, right? It's like a museum. Plastic on the furniture, Towels you can't touch. China was never used. Never used. It was like the mother was waiting for the Pope and Frank Sinatra to show up one day, right?
Oh my God.
Or Chachi. So, someone famous is what I'm saying. Some famous Italian. I remember we used to, used to go over there and eat. And eventually I figured out the secret to eating in an Italian person's house, right? And when you're done eating, if you want a little bit more, right, you just tell her, you look her right in the eye and you say, I'm full. I don't want any more. And poof, you got a little bit more on your plate. If you wanted a lot more, you would say, just give me a little bit. Boom.
This is scarily accurate. This is actually really scary.
Full meal, right? And if you didn't want anything, then you'd have to shoot her, right? Is what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
I'd have to commit murder if I didn't want to eat no food. So I'm used to dealing with Italians. So. All right. With that said, thanks, Bob. Bob muted himself. He didn't want to laugh at my jokes.
No, man.
Thank you, Bob, for not interrupting my stand-up routine with your wild and uncontrolled laughter.
Ho, 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 ho.
I'm sure the stream appreciates you for doing that. We got a lot to talk about. I don't know why we're wasting time with bullshit. But we got to talk about...
That's what the show's about.
That's true. We got to talk about the She-Hulk actress, Tatiana Maslany. They asked her if she's going to show up in any movies as She-Hulk. She had an interesting little comment, so we're going to go over that.
No, my.
We got to go over Brie Larson. She made a controversial, I know it's hard to believe, controversial statement. We got to go over that. James Gunn, we got a list of actors and actresses that are going to be in the new rebooted universe. We're going to go over that. And as far as video games, some game called Zelda, something like that, Legend of Zelda, Tears in the Kingdom. I don't know.
Tears in the Kingdom. Do you have the Redfall one? Because this should be an ongoing thing where we bash Xbox.
Redfall, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. There's a little article here about how much time may have passed between the two games. We'll go over that. Also, Super Mario Brothers. They're going to be inside the Library of Congress. Why? Is the timing coincidental?
Probably.
Of course, we're going to talk a little bit about Tekken 8, the upcoming fighting game that's going to bury Street Fighter. We got to talk about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League being pushed back. I have a theory as to why. Call of Duty has finally jumped the shark, and they've introduced a pay-to-win bundle. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We're going to talk about everything we know so far, at least according to GameSpot. And
I'm excited for that.
We're going to talk about Redfall. But before we get to that, we got to go over the update on the game, 52 game challenge, right? I think we're in week 15 of the year. Is that right?
God knows.
Is anybody participating in this challenge now? Or is it just Tony? Because I have dropped out now.
I don't know.
We're currently in the 15th week of the year, according to
we gotta make a new poll and see if everybody's still in or how many people are still in.
So this is the 15th week. Tomorrow starts the 16th week. I have 19 games. 19 games, gentlemen, under my belt. Real quick, we'll update you. Of course, Mega Man 1, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4, Pumpkin Jack, Maneater, Neptunia, Cross Senran Kagura Ninja Wars, Mortal Kombat 11, Castlevania 3, Mega Man 5, Donuts Injustice, Bats, Bloodsucker, Anti-Terror Squad, Mega Man 6, Midnight Suns, Thunder Flash, Thunderpaw, Mega Man 7, which was a pain in the ass, Heavy Barrel, Ice Cream Surfer, and 1980X, which was more of a visual novel and experience. I almost didn't want to count that one, but I played it. I saw the credits. I'm going to count it. Fuck it, Tony. You win. Here's your trophy. Carlo says my latest completion is Gunsuit Guardians, best $3 game ever. You know what's a good $3 game that you should get? And I'm not just saying this because they gave me a free copy of it and I still haven't done a review and I feel bad that I have yet to do the review for it. But Deckham. It is a combination boxing solitaire. That's the best way I can describe it. It is a solitaire game with a boxing premise and aesthetic, and it is fantastic. $3. You can finish it in like 5 minutes. It's like sit down while the old lady's getting ready so you can go out to eat. You sit down, you play a couple of hands. Fun little game. Old games should not count. They're games as long as I haven't beat them. Yep, the retro. Are those all games you've never beat before? All I've never beat before. I beat Mega Man 2 this year, but I don't count it because I did beat it as a child. That was the only Mega Man game I ever beat as a kid. I love Mega Man game. I would always get to the Wily's Castle as a kid, but I could never beat the the final Wily boss. Sometimes I wouldn't even get to the final Wily boss, right?
Right.
Dude, but Mega Man 7, holy shit. Look, can I just rant on this for a second?
Sure.
I have no idea what the fuck Capcom was thinking, right? So people understand this. There's 2 phases to Dr. Wily in Mega Man 7, right? He's in like a little truck, car, whatever you want. It's like a little fucking machine that just drives back and forth, right? And you got to shoot him in the eye because he's like sitting in the eye of the little skull thing, and you got to beat that. That's not too hard. It's not too bad. You hit it with the electric shock, and you could probably do that. And I was able to do it with like only getting hit once. That's not the hard part. So you get over that, you finish. Poof. Now you have to beat them both in one go, right? Because if you die on the second phase, you got to go back and do the first phase. So the second phase is he's in this little capsule. Now, the Mega Buster, in 7 you can get like a suit, like a Rush turns into like a little extra suit. So like you shoot out your fist. That, the Mega Buster, the freeze shotgun shot, and the little like you throw these little balls that go to both sides and they bounce. Right. Those are the only things that can damage him. And they each do 1 fucking point of damage. 1. Now you can hold the button down and charge the weapons, but they still do 1 point of damage, except the little balls, right? They'll do 2 points of damage. Two whole points of damage. Now, you can only jump so high, right? He can appear anywhere on the fucking screen. So now, in order to hit him with the 2 point of damage one, he has to be at a certain level because it doesn't go up. It goes to the side and down. So if he appears on the top of the screen where you can't reach him, you're fucked. And if your luck is bad, he's going to keep appearing out of reach, and then he shoots 4 balls at you. If it's yellow, it just takes damage. If it's blue, it freezes you, and you take damage from the freezing. And if it's red, it sets you on fire, you take damage over time. And it takes huge amounts of damage. And every time you hit him, he then shoots like a little electric beam on the floor, right? So if you're unlucky, you can hit him for 1 or 2 points of damage, get caught with a fucking freeze beam, get frozen, and then because now you're frozen, he hits you with the electricity and takes off like fucking a third of your fucking life. And if you don't have enough fucking E-tanks and a super E-tank, you're just going to have a bad day. It's going to be a bad day is what I'm saying. And it took me about, I want to say, an hour on Easter morning to beat this boss. I was ready to, if I was an adult and Sidekick Max wasn't around, I probably would have slammed the controller in frustration because I was fucking frustrated.
How do people do shit like that? Just slam shit that they own that they have to fucking pay for. I don't know how you could fucking
Mm.
attempt to do something like that.
Dude, I used to do that all the time with my PlayStation 1 controller. I used to always slam that bitch. Oh, like when you get like when you're playing a fighting game and like the boss is being cheap or whatever, and you just like fucking, it's like frustrating because you're just right there. Like you're like, oh shit, if I just would have hit him one more fucking time, and it's like your 50th shot at it.
Right.
Yeah. I can't do it, man. I can't break my controllers or stuff.
Oh,
But
I didn't
like,
break it. They would bounce. They wouldn't break.
Doesn't matter. I ain't doing that.
because like when I was streaming PC games, for like shits and giggles, I was like slamming my mouse on my table just like to show some frustration, be like, ah, and it broke my mouse. And I'm like, damn, I'm not doing that again.
Tommy O says, I still don't believe you're doing the Mega Man games without the rewinds. I'd like to see you stream it at some point, even if you don't. I think he meant play it perfectly. See, beat some robot. Dude, the Robot Masters are fucking easy. In most of the Mega Man games, as long as you beat them in the correct order. Yes, I did look because some of the very beginning, right, the first Mega Man games, it makes sense. You're like, oh, the fire guy beats the ice guy, right? Like it makes sense.
Mm.
But then it's like, well, who beats Nightman? Fuck if I know. It must be, I gotta look that shit up, right? I don't have time for that. So yeah, I did look up which weapon to use, right? But in a lot of the Mega Man games, like you'll hit the guy with the special weapon, and it'll take a huge chunk of life, and it'll stop him from attacking. So then you just hit him, he fucking falls. You avoid an attack, hit him, he fucking falls, right? And it's real simple. They're actually really easy, the bosses, as long as you're using the correct weapon.
Mm. Yes.
Ooh, excuse me.
You got to use the right tool for the right job, eh?
Yeah. Controllers are the cost of 2 games. It's insane to break it. I never broke
It
it.
is. Now, yeah.
Mm.
No, I don't know what this means. Okay, number
I
one.
think he's maybe referencing my comment about the MIDI standard.
I don't know. Either way, I beat those games. I actually think I got some recorded gameplay of me going through the bosses of 7. I think I got to check if it's saved. But Sidekick Max watched me play him, and if he wasn't at a funeral, I would definitely have him tell you. All right. Anything else, gentlemen, before we get into the actual news of the day, of the week?
No, that's it. Yeah.
Tommy, you're going to crack me up.
Why would he do what he say?
His next comment. We all know what that means.
You are okay. Yeah. He's pulling my finger. No. All right. So this comes to us from the great folks at IGN. You can't spell ignorant without IGN. That you laugh at. I tell a whole thing about Italian mothers. Nothing. I say ignorant. You can't spell ignorant without IGN. Boom. Uproarious laughter. Know your audience, I guess. Right, so Xbox version of Redfall capped at 30 FPS at launch, 60 FPS coming later.
More lies from
Does that-
Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer lies. Bethesda has revealed that Redfall will be launching on Xbox consoles capped at 30 FPS quality mode, and that a 60 FPS performance mode will come to the game at a later date. Revealed on Redfall's Twitter account below, the game will run at 30 FPS and 4K on Xbox Series X, and at 30 FPS and 1440p on Xbox Series S. Bethesda didn't specify when it will add the 60 FPS performance mode, but it's definitely coming after launch. It's also unclear why performance mode won't be available right away.
Which, by the way, remember when they said this about Halo Infinite? We're going to bring co-op to Halo Infinite. Don't worry. It'll come after launch.
It'll come eventually. It's in the game. It's just not accessible by normal means.
And then they come out and say, you know what? We couldn't do it. Sorry, guys. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's 100% bullshit because it is in the game. You can still access it right now.
Right.
So,
This is absolutely well. You know what? People are kicking off about this, but if you actually been following what's going on with game development, Unreal Engine 5, some of us have been kind of expecting that some games will be launching more with a 30 FPS being their target. 60 FPS is being delayed on Redfall, which is a bit annoying.
No, it's not really annoying. This is a first-person shooter. I know exactly why this is not running or going to run 60 FPS on the consoles day one. It's because it's a co-op game that I think it's untethered, which is super demanding, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason, but this is still not a good look because then you're promising, oh, you're gonna do 60 FPS. That's really my main issue, right? The Xbox always does all these promises, all this shit, and then it turns out that no, it's not coming, or we had to cancel this and blah blah blah. And it's like, why do people like just let them do this? And I seen Xbox fans, they were pissed off at this news, and rightfully so. Like, who wants to play a FPS game in third person? It's not enjoyable experience.
I'll one up you. Who wants to play an FPS on a console?
I'll one up
Still,
you
it
even
works.
better. Who wants to play an FPS?
Mm.
That's not Call of Duty, I mean. All right, whatever, haters. Anyway, isn't this the same issue that Gotham Knights had with the 30 FPS untethered?
Yeah, there's other games too. I think also, I mean, we're going to talk about eventually, but I think Suicide Squad was going to be 30 FPS, but that's not a FPS game.
Mm.
I think it for certain genres, like I would prefer most games to be at 60, right? But it's if it's not okay, right? But an FPS game, I feel like just it's very hard to play at 30 FPS.
Yes.
You know what? I always hear these FPS this and 4K that, and I can't even tell. I just whatever the game is, I just
You can tell, you just don't know the difference.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what it feels like, but there is a difference. And anybody who says otherwise, yeah, you're full of shit.
I'm sure there's a huge difference, and I'm sure I've played games where I'm like, this game is better, but I just can't like explain it. Like for some reason, this game feels better than this one, right? I just can't grasp that it's probably because of this reason.
Right.
Like there's a disconnect in my brain as far as like I'm just like, oh, that's just what it is, right? Like
most people, I think, don't really care. Right.
I think it's a case of conditioning and not realizing, because for the longest time on 360 and stuff, we had a lot of games at 30 FPS, but until you get tuned in to like the 30,
but there are some games though that definitely should be at 60. If you're playing a fighter, 30, it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
right?
No, I would never play a fighting game at 30.
Yeah, I can't even really name a recent fighter game that was not at 60. Like that's how common it is, right? There's certain genres where it's like they have to actually hit that frame rate because then the game will just collapse, right? It wouldn't work.
Yeah, I don't know the history that well of fighting games, but as far as I'm aware, I thought all fighting games had to be 60 because the delay and input and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but yeah.
Robbie says 30 FPS is a downgrade from 60 FPS in every game. I'm sure it is, but like I said, I'm just not technical, right? I also heard from a good friend of mine that PC gaming sucks and console gaming is better all the time. It's cheaper. It's one and done. You just buy it, and it is what it is. You don't got to worry about graphics cards and audio cards and
That's
stuff.
That's an endless forever conversation we could discuss anytime forever.
I'm just throwing it out there. PC gaming sucks.
Overwatch
don't
Switch is 30? That's crazy.
The only problem I have with my gaming PC is my monitor, because I'm so used to using an OLED now. I couldn't play Resident Evil on my monitor because it was the blacks were a bit grey, so I had to switch to my OLED.
Right. So
I don't really have that problem.
There's more controversy because apparently Redfall also received backlash from fans recently after Bethesda revealed it would also launch with an always online requirement.
Yeah.
However,
Is it-
Arcane said it's working on a solution to reverse that decision. Director Harvey Smith also said that a PS5 version of Redfall was in development before Microsoft merged with Bethesda, and the former came in and wanted the team to prioritize Xbox and PC. Isn't that like he says wanted to prioritize, but isn't that like
No, that's
Prior-
just PR. Fucking
yeah? Because prioritize means put in front of, not
right.
cut off completely, right? Like you just cut off the fucking PS5
Yeah,
version.
there's no PS5 version. Yeah.
I know I heard people talking about it, and they're like, "Oh my god, Redfall's gonna," and I'm like, other than people complaining about Redfall being stuck on Xbox,
Mhm.
I really have no idea what the fuck the game's even about. Or
It's like a vamp.
Whoa, what happened? Blinded, disappeared.
fuck, Phil Spencer got him. See, talk bad about Xbox, they take you out. Take you out. I have no idea what happened to him. Just
Oh well.
56K says, "Let me see you play your PS2 games on PS5." I do all the time. They have the ones that come with the service, right? You were saying, Blended?
Oh yeah, I was saying that it's just like a vampire open world co-op shooter. And it has an open world and you can explore it. And I mean that's really it. I don't know if it's going to be like their other games like Dishonored or Deathloop. I assume there's going to be like missions like that. If you play those games.
Lizzo got blinded. Yeah.
No, it was
Don't
Phil
be hating on
Spencer.
Lizzo.
He grabbed me just. Oh no, he's gonna grab me again. No. My phone. Oh, I fucking hate StreamYards.
Yeah, StreamYard is a killer on the phone. Redfall, like I said, never really heard about it. Apparently, people were excited, I guess, because they're mad that it's not going to be on PS5. I'm not. I don't give a shit.
No. I was quite surprised that Redfall got so much attention, but I was speaking to some friends about it, and they're just interested in a new take on an FPS genre game.
Yeah, but
I think
wasn't there another vampire game that recently came out that was an FPS?
Yeah, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. It was more of I haven't kept up with that series, but they released a battle royale style game. Quite interesting.
What's it called?
I think it's Vampire Masquerade's Bloodline.
What was that, Bob? Now Bob's going mute.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Hello? Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yes.
How many times do I have to say Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines?
Bob, I said I could hear you. This is literally what you did, Bob. You said Vampire the Mad, and then you went off and you're muted. And then you came back and you said it again, and I said, "Okay, Bob, I can hear you." And then you repeated it again for some reason. I don't know why.
Anyways.
What's up, Potion?
What's up?
We're all
Yo,
getting
Potion.
whacked. But no, there was something else. V Rising. That's what is that what I'm thinking of? No, it's a survival game. I could have sworn there was something. Maybe it was Redfall that I was seeing.
What?
No, you know what it was? It was Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt.
Blood Hunt, that's the one. Sorry, I got it wrong. I played a little bit of that. It's pretty good. But if you don't like Fortnite, if you don't like those types of games, you won't like it.
Yeah. But you know what? When I was seeing it, I was just seeing it as they were just Blood Hunt's really big on the promotional material, and the Vampire the Masquerade part is like really small. So I didn't realize it was a Vampire the Masquerade game. I thought it was just something totally unconnected to everything.
We always used to rip on Vampire the Masquerade fans when it was a paperback RPG.
Why?
Because we was into the cool paperback RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh boy.
And Warhammer.
Uh,
The role playing game.
like when Vince came after us, yeah.
Those Vampire Masquerade nerds.
Well, that's all part of the Dark Universe, right? With what the hell is it? Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played some of that. I'm into werewolves.
Yeah.
Good times, good times. Anyway, moving on to something more interesting to the fans. Tatiana Maslany talks about cinematic appearance. The very sexy, sensual, awesome attorney, She-Hulk attorney at law, Tatiana Maslany commented on the possibility of showing up in the upcoming MCU film as Jennifer Walters. When asked what Maslany knows about possibly being called in to do a Marvel Studios movie one day, the actress admitted that she truly has no idea. I truly have no idea, and I feel like the internet knows more than I do. But I would love to. I'd love to see what. I'd love to put her, as we had so many other actors come to our show and totally shift their characters, put him or her in a totally different scenario, a different universe, which is so fun about the Marvel Universe, is that there's a multiverse. I don't know if you're aware, Laughing, but there's a multiverse.
No.
That was like one of the stupidest answers ever. But it's
Pretty
like,
lame.
yeah, putting her in a situation that is very unlikely. I think that would be super fun, just because the thing about She-Hulk to me is that she's so out of place, and that out of placeness, I think, has a lot. It's got legs.
Okay.
I hate when people talk like that. I know I probably do that, where I cut myself off and stop one sentence to start a new one. But damn, does that?
No,
look
I do
so
that
bad?
all the time.
It looks so bad when it's written out, right? Like, oh, what the hell?
Right.
Yeah, I think she might be in
Captain
Daredevil.
America. Oh yeah, Daredevil. Yeah.
But I
We'll have to see.
I could see her being in the Fantastic Four movie because she does have a strong connection to the Fantastic Four.
I think she could appear in Captain America. I think that makes a little bit of sense based on what's going on, but I don't really know. I wouldn't be surprised if her character doesn't show up until Avengers. That would be hilarious.
I could see her being in Captain America, but not like new footage. Maybe like footage from the show.
Yeah.
Like maybe like the leaders watching.
Well, there's a rumor that I know another rumor, but he's assembling the new Avengers, and so she's probably going to be on the team, right?
Yeah. I could see that. It would be interesting if the Fantastic Four movie ended with Ben Grimm being cured, and then they're like, "Who are we going to get to replace Ben Grimm?" The team doesn't have any strength, and then you see like the She-Hulk walks in.
She-Hulk walks in.
Because that's how it was in the comics, right? Everyone would go nuts though, because everyone would be like, "Oh my God, they're replacing Ben Grimm with a woman."
Right.
MCU.
Especially She-Hulk.
So do it, Marvel. Show me you have some balls. Do it.
Do you think the Hulk's balls are green? They gotta be, right?
The skin is green, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the Hulk's big green balls.
The hell does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about the
weird
Hulk. You're talking about balls. You're talking about
No, we
Marvel
weren't.
having balls.
No,
Yeah.
we weren't. We were
You
just
had
talking
the
about
Hulk.
Hulk. She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yeah.
Why didn't you just then? It would have made some sense if you said She-Hulk balls, but
Yeah, I know, but I was like, women don't have balls. Do they?
no, some.
No,
I don't
women
know.
do. Some women do.
Yeah.
2023, Bob.
Oh yeah, Chris from Mr. Beast has balls.
No, man.
Do you want us to get sued? Someone already got sued for making fun of Chris from Mr. Beast.
No, I fully support Chris. I love Chris and I love Mr. Beast.
So don't sue us, Mr. Beast.
No, boy.
Anyway. Green balls.
Dark green.
Dark green balls. Oh, boy.
I think we're.
Oh my god, pinball.
How do you know it's a helmet? Here's a better question.
Is that?
Does
I
the
don't know if
sport,
you.
The Hulk, both the Hulk and Wolverine have regenerative abilities. If you cut off their skin,
Oh my god, I know where this is going.
it grows back. So, does the Hulk have foreskin?
Oh my god. Ugh.
No, it depends. Was he if he was circumcised pre gamma exposure? I think the way regenerative capabilities work is that it only regenerates from the time when you gain that ability. So,
And
like
this is why
No, my
like
you're
god.
not.
Wolverine-
This is why you're not as big as MCU fan as I am, Bob. Because clearly you missed the part of the Ang Lee Incredible Hulk movie where he says, and I quote, "My bad knee is now my good knee." Injury
Right.
prior to him being the Hulk was
So
repaired.
you're talking about Ang Lee, yeah, the Ang Lee one, which is
And
not
we do
MCU
know that
and not
we do know-
canon.
It is canon because we know, as you know, the Ed Norton Hulk references the Ang Lee Hulk. While it's not 100% canon, it is partially canonized within the MCU lore.
Helmet grows.
Well, do you know what? When I heard that line in the movie, I was a bit disappointed. Yeah, because they got it wrong to
It's-
pre-established canon. They changed it.
Wolverine can't get a vasectomy. Can't.
Oh my god.
Here's a question. Wolverine has shown that he can regenerate from almost any injury, right?
Yeah.
If I bisect Wolverine,
Which one's bisect?
cut in half in 2 equal sections.
Right.
Right.
So if I bisect him from head to crotch, right? So he's 2 equal halves, left and right. Will they both grow a new Wolverine?
It depends how what we're talking. I have no idea.
The thing is, hold on, I might be getting this wrong, but there was some crazy shit where he came back from, I think it was a cell,
Yeah.
something crazy shit like that.
It was like a drop of blood, and like they regrew Wolverine.
Yeah, so I guess maybe that I'm surprised I haven't done something like that, but at the same time, it wouldn't really make sense. Like,
Well,
how
yeah, I
how
don't
would you
know
go
because
into that?
Wolverine has been torn in half before by the Hulk.
But that wasn't equal
yeah.
halves. That was
It
the
was-
top and the bottom.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Wolverine was able to put himself back together and his body healed around him.
so maybe it's like similar.
So I don't know. Like, would the two halves remain conscious, and would they try to reconnect itself up? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I'm assuming we're going to keep the 2 halves apart to see if they each grow into a new Wolverine.
Weird.
It kind of depends what era of Wolverine we're talking about, what version of adamantium we're talking about, because beta adamantium, which is bonded to Wolverine, he can regenerate. So that'd be quite weird. If you had an adamantium Wolverine, he was cut in half. Depending on what era Wolverine we're talking about, it could be that he could regrow his. You could end up with 2 Wolverines, either both with fully adamantium skeletons, or half and half. If you know, half adamantium, half bone.
We got to contact Marvel.
Yeah, they change it all the time. So,
But yeah, I mean, at one point they took all the adamantium out of his skeleton, and he had bone claws and everything. But then, oh no, that was a scroll. And I was like, wait a minute, how did he have adamantium?
Stupid.
I didn't know that was that after what was it called? When when Magneto ripped his adamantium, was that after that and after he went feral?
Yeah, it was after that.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Because remember, Secret Invasion happened after that.
Right, yeah.
I mean, the original idea for Wolverine was that the claws were not part of his body; they were part of his gloves.
Gloves.
Yeah.
So there is that, and he was not a mutant when they envisioned him originally.
Right. Well, he wasn't even really going to be a mainstay character. He was just kind of going to be a one-shot enemy of the Hulk, wasn't he?
No, he was going to be a superhero for. He wasn't even an enemy of the Hulk. If you read the comic, he's a Canadian government agent.
Yeah. I haven't read it in so long. I collected the Wolverine Unleashed comic books, which were a compilation of all the Wolverine stories. I had nearly all of them, but someone stole them off me.
Finbar, he says if you give him a vasectomy, would it reverse itself? No, it would not. And here's why. When you do a vasectomy, you don't just cut it and leave the two ends just flailing about inside, right? They're tied off, so it can't untie itself, right?
So more than likely, once they're tied, the only healing it would do would be to close it. If you see it where it's been cut. Now,
if it was cut and then like the two ends were still touching, like if you just cut it and then just walked away, they would heal it back together, right?
This is making me cringe.
Which is always weird because like when the Hulk fights him, Wolverine, if the Hulk punches him and he breaks his arm, right? There's no way in the field that Wolverine is holding his arm where it needs to be held in order for him to heal properly. So how come he's never like fucked up and like, oh shit, my arm healed in a weird angle now? It's fucking, I can't fucking close my arm because it's fucking healed backwards. Shane wants to know, would one of the Wolverines be trans? Yes, that's how it works. Because one would be a MAGA Wolverine with a right brain, and one would be a trans Wolverine with a left brain.
Fuck.
Cut it and put it on the hot iron. Yeah, cauterize it.
Oh my god.
Saggy, what's up?
Answer so the movie can happen? What movie?
I'll tell you the actual true answer to that question, Tony. Whatever makes for a more interesting story.
That's a boring answer.
That's a lie. Do you know why? The only reason why Wolverine not exist, but it became one of the most popular characters of all time. Did you know it's because he's Canadian?
Well, I did not know this.
Yeah, because Wolverine is Canadian is the reason why Wolverine became the most popular character of all time. And here's why. When Wolverine was conceived, he was just a character for the Hulk. Then they brought him over to the X-Men, giant size X-Men #1. And it was all new, all different. And you had Storm, Wolverine, Colossus. That was his name.
Banshee.
Banshee. Yeah. The Native American guy. What was his name?
Is it Sunspot? I forget. Sounds generic.
Sunspot is the Chinese guy. They're talking about
Japanese guy.
Japanese, yeah. The Native American, not Warpath. That's the brother. Thunderbird.
Not Thunderbird, yeah.
Thunderbird, right? So, in the comic, eventually Thunderbird jumps from the X-plane onto like a helicopter. Right? And then the helicopter explodes, he dies, and he's never heard from again, right? Originally, that was going to be Wolverine that did the jump. However, the writer at the time is Canadian. And so because he felt that there wasn't enough Canadian representation in comic books, he switched characters and sent the Native American character to its death and saved the good Canadian boy Wolverine.
That's a little bit ironic, but I guess you would have to be Canadian to understand that, but oh man. Save the fucking white guy, not the native guy. Oh boy.
Tony makes a good point about the healing of bones, though. If I heard correctly, bones don't heal properly. So every time his bones heal, how is it always perfect? Yeah, they don't heal properly, especially if when they break or bend, they're not held back in place. And I know Bob goes well. His bones, I didn't think his bones can break, right? But
Oh,
obviously,
we're talking post adamantium. Yeah, sorry.
even with adamantium, Bob, even with adamantium, because adamantium is not indestructible. We know that, right?
Mhm.
The Hulk is the most powerful creature to walk the face of the earth, as per his comic opening, right? When he hits Wolverine, even if he doesn't break the adamantium, he has to at least dent it to some degree, right?
Ouch.
So Wolverine's skull is like dented in various places from where the Hulk's hit him over the years.
Really?
It would have to. See, the reason Captain America's shield don't dent is because it's vibranium
Mhm.
adamantium mix, and vibranium absorbs the kinetic energy and redistributes it.
Right.
Also, how does he have? He shouldn't even have. This never made any sense to me, right? He has metal in his body, right? How can he move?
Right.
Yeah, he'd be super heavy.
No. Forget the heaviness. You could explain that his muscles are stronger than a normal. He's a mutant, right? Your bones, the way they're connected and everything, right? There's only so much space. Like, so look at your elbow, right? Your
Yeah.
bones are not sitting on top of each other, right? There's
Mhm.
a little gap where your cartilage and everything is. But now add even if the adamantium is like, say, a 16th, right? Add a 16th thickness to each bone, and now where they meet is now not going to move the way it used to move, because now you have a thicker thing there.
I don't know, man. I've got a copy of Grey's Anatomy, but I haven't really read through it. I wouldn't. No, I don't even know.
How did the metal form around his bones and sharpen? Like, yeah, that's another play. It's a good question. They're not round. His claws are round, and they're like squared off.
Well, there's different origins of his bone claws, isn't it? Originally, they envisioned them as an add-on, which they made, and then it was like he was born with them.
Yeah, but even so, his bone claws are circular. His adamantium claws are
Curved.
angular.
Uh,
Right? They're and they have
Well-
a nice.
well, how would he be? There's so many conversations we could have about Wolverine. How can he move his wrist? How long? How long are his claws? Some
I hate-
depictions of his claws are very long. Sometimes they're short.
Yeah. Well, when he became the Wolverine without the metal, there was some drawings where the claws were like between his fingers.
Yeah. I always thought it was like just extended knuckles. Like the knuckle bones just were long. But yeah,
Right.
there was sometimes where it's in between. Yeah.
Yeah, because the X-Men movie, with Hugh Jackman, obviously, they show the claws coming out like between the fingers, not from the top of his back of his palm.
Yeah, but then sometimes they draw it in a way where it's like even, like it's like right in the middle.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Saggy says, first off, Finbar says, I hate when Tony starts sciencing the fun of that. I'm sorry.
It makes me queasy. I hate fucking medical stuff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. I nearly became. I was thinking of becoming when I was younger. What do you call those people who cut up dead bodies and do all that stuff?
Oh, fuck no.
I wanted to do that.
No.
Autopsy people? What are they?
Yeah. Whoever does the autopsies, I was really interested in doing that. I used to watch all those X-Files. Obviously, Mully, Scolder. Mully was an optometrist, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And then there was actually a TV show they made where they did that, and it just followed this woman who was a autopsyist.
All right, real quick. Saggy says, yeah, the bone claws in the movies had never made sense. They tried to have the bone claws so it made sense and still didn't.
Yeah.
Aston says maybe his blades were given to him by Ron Popeil. Those Ronco knives are sharp and strong.
Oh god.
Shane says, if he pops a boner, does a large blade come out? And does he shoot ninja stars when he climaxes?
No, despite being called a boner, your penis is just muscle.
Could you imagine the fucking pelvic bone was like a claw?
Mutation magic, Tony. That's how it It explains everything. Okay. And Mitty says what you were describing, the people that cut people open, Bob, serial killers.
No, I meant
Oh God.
Here's the thing. I can talk about like science and anatomy and all that stuff, but oh my God, I hate the blood and vomit from other people. And I have to express this in that way because if I'm bleeding, if I cut myself, no problem, right? If someone else, if I see like if I'm talking and like say blinded gets cut and he starts bleeding, I'll be like, oh shit, I'm gonna throw up. I don't like it. It makes me queasy. And if blinded throws up, if blinded were to throw up, I will throw up on the spot.
Then I might throw up too.
It is so bad, right? Like when Sidekick Max is little, and my ex-wife used to hate this. You know, when the kids get sick,
Yeah.
like, all right, Sidekick Max, but just throw up everywhere, and then next thing you know, there goes Tony. Now Tony just threw up everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just like an instant. Like when I get a whiff of that vomit, just everything just evacuates.
I think I've got pretty good stomach for that kind of stuff. My brother, he can't change a diaper because he just throws up.
Dude,
and there's another thing I was going to say on that.
I could change diapers. Like it's not poop smell. Like it's just throw up. It's like throw up smell.
Yeah.
Makes me vomit. And here's the other thing about that, right? When there's no control, right? As soon as like it hits me, vomit. And it's not like, oh shit, I'm gonna vomit. I can run to the bathroom or something, right? No, it's like instantly, no matter where I'm at, vomit. It's so bad. It's so bad. One time, my mother has this glass coffee table.
Yeah.
And we're all over there. I think it was probably like birthday or something. It was something. We were over there, right? Sidekick Max is sick. In the bathroom, in the next room, the smell comes down the hallway, hits my nose. I throw up all over the fucking glass table. And my mom's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, I can't help it. I smelled it. It happened.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's rough. My mate, one of my mates, he can't stand hearing the retching sound. You know, like bleh. If you do that in front of him, he actually throws up. We used to torture him all the time by making the sound.
Oh my God.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's so bad, right? And I don't want it to happen. It's not like I'm like, oh yeah, thank God I throw up, right? No, it's like it's bad, but at the same time, like my ex-wife used to hate it because now she has to clean up Sidekick Max, right? She has to clean up the throw up that Sidekick Max because I can't clean up the throw up that Sidekick Max did, right? Because then I'm gonna throw up. So it's just like, just sit there, Tony. Don't do nothing. Well, I'll handle everything. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Just to be clear, we never actually made him throw up. We knew it would make
him clarify.
We would do it, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to throw up! Don't do it! Stop! Stop! Stop!" So we'd just like leave him alone. But he was super. He was cool with us. This wasn't when we was kids or anything. This was when we was adults. So it's cool.
Oh man.
Aaron says, "Hearing this makes me want to throw up." I'm sorry.
Oh God. That'd be the worst stage, right? Just hearing about vomit makes you vomit.
No, see, it's not the sound. It's not the sound, Mitty. It's the smell. If Bob's not close enough to me, I can't smell. Like, we don't have smell-o-vision, so I'm not going to smell the throw up through the screen. So there's nothing to worry about.
Oh my God.
Also, sneezing, I have no control over myself when I sneeze.
Yeah, you told me about this one.
Whichever way I'm facing, where I'm at, once it goes off like a cannon. And I've sneezed on people before.
Ew.
Dude, I was in the movie theater and it came on and I sneezed on the back of this lady's neck.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, God.
One of my girlfriends I was dating, I was around hers, and her kid was like standing on my lap. And we were just like chilling out and stuff. And he turns to me, smiles, and sneezes in my face. And I'm talking like a big load of snot. My entire face was covered in snot. It's I
I'm gonna
was
throw up on him. You should throw up on him, Bob.
I was in shock. I didn't know what to do because he was a kid. He didn't know what he was doing.
I would have tossed his ass.
I couldn't do that. It's not my kid.
So what? He gotta learn.
Yeah.
Sneezing on people.
Yeah,
Then he's gonna turn into me.
I still remind him about it to this day. I still
Makes me
remind him
wanna
about it
vomit.
to this day.
Good lord, that's disgusting.
I know, right?
You say that, Blinded. Wait till you have children and your child comes to you in the middle of the night covered in vomit. He's like, Dad.
I think I can deal with that, but I mean, sneezing on someone, that sounds fucking disgusting.
Uh-huh.
This is better than movie talk.
Bodily functions.
Pay attention to what? What am I missing, Saggy?
If I blocked you, they're talking. What?
I think that's unrelated.
Change the live chat to not top chat, live chat, because I'm missing Saggy's comments as well.
I'm looking through the chat that's here.
In StreamYard.
Yeah. I'm super excited for Deadpool 3.
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is that you want me. I didn't. Lol, YouTube is stupid. You have to hit live chat.
Did you know, Bob? My first band, we called ourselves Bleeding Vomit.
Disgusting.
Yeah, we were basically like a sludge punk band.
Oh my god.
I'm still confused as to what the hell Saggy wants me to scroll for. No idea. Anyway.
You know, it's another thing that makes me fucking queasy. Have you seen gym fails where like
Vomiting with where people's bones break?
Yeah, those ones always get me.
No, my mate sent me one of those videos, one of those Reddits. And I took one look and I was like, bruv, never send me that stuff ever again.
Yeah, that stuff, just because I go to the gym, I'm always scared about shit like that happening. Oh my god, it's fucking terrifying.
Saggy says people can't see her in the chat. I see Saggy in the chat.
I mean, it's Saggy. Shouldn't we wrench her?
I guess we should.
Yeah, that also might work.
Standard moderator. Right. Saggy is now a moderator.
No. Oh, you don't want to be mod.
No, it's too late. Too late. You are now a mod. I thought you were a mod before. It's just like the fake rabbit dude that I modded last time that like started blocking everybody.
Is it fake Saggy?
The fake Saggy, oh no.
Let me check here. I gotta go to my settings. Anyway, vomiting with geeks will be a regular segment here.
Oh god. Vomiting with geeks.
No, that's the only Saggy I got as a moderator. So it's got to be the real one. No, it's not fake Saggy. Let's see. Anyway. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Super hyped.
Everything we know. I still haven't played the first one. I have it. Everyone says it's good.
I love this fucking game.
Yeah.
This new one comes out on April 28th. So what you're saying is I have 13 days to beat.
You can beat it in 13 days.
Yeah, so as soon as this stream is over, I'm playing some Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, play it on hard though.
Playing it on super easy.
Don't play it on super easy.
Story
That'll
mode.
kill the game.
The story so far. This section contains spoilers for Star Wars Jedi.
Spoilers for what? They're
for the previous game.
Yeah, but I mean, there's barely spoilers. Like there's nothing super major in that game.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor, like its predecessor, is focused on Kel Kestis, a former Padawan, now Jedi Knight, during the Clone Wars, who managed to escape from the clutches of the newly minted Empire and Order 66.
I take that back. The only spoiler is the ending. I don't think you should know the ending because it's kind of fun what happens.
All right, we'll just skip that then. We know it's about Kel Kestis. Got it. Where Jedi Survivor story picks up. Takes place another 5 years after Fallen Order, putting it right around the events of Disney Plus show Obi-Wan Kenobi in timeline.
Yes.
And 9 years before Episode 4, A New Hope. Since the end of the first title, the crew has been perpetrating acts of rebellion against the Empire, some of which are detailed in the tie-in. Oh, you got to buy a tie-in novel, Star Wars Jedi Battle Scars.
Oh boy.
Which takes place in between the two games. It's in the novel that we learn of how Kel gets his facial scars seen in Jedi Survivor, as well as why Grease's upper right arm is now robotic. I don't want to read a book to play a game. I know I like reading.
You don't need to.
You say that now.
Just play the game, and trust me, forget about reading a fucking book. Because to be honest, I think where the game shines is the gameplay, not so much the story. But I mean, I do like the characters though. Like if you consumed anything Star Wars related, then this story is going to seem derivative.
We'll see.
I haven't finished Fallen Order yet. I got a bit like you're revisiting the same planets, and it kind of took me out of the experience. I know as you progress through the levels, the planets are massively different.
But I mean, that's the point, though. It's a Metroidvania, right? I mean, they did slightly tweak it in the sequel, because that's what they were talking about. That
Well,
it's
how do you
more
know?
like God
You
of
say
War.
that. You say that.
They did
You
show.
haven't
They
played
showed. I haven't played it, but that's what they said, right? It plays more like the 2018 God of War, where it's more of an open world. So but it's still Metroidvania, right?
We'll see. We'll see. I don't trust what people say, right? It's all
Yeah,
hype.
that's the point.
It's all a hype machine.
But I feel like that. I mean, they showed us a lot of the game so far, and that aspect too. So I'm gonna take their word on it, right? And I don't think Respawn would lie, right? I know they're an EA company, but they haven't really lied in the past, so I don't see why they would lie now. It's not like Bethesda and fucking Xbox.
Saggy says she's been watching The Bad Batch. I'm loving the show. I haven't seen that. Everyone says it's good, but it's like a cartoon, right?
Yeah, it's an animated show.
I don't know what it is. Like when it comes to Star Wars animated shows, I'm just like,
Yeah, I feel the same way. Also, I'm not a big fan of Dave Filoni, so
yeah. All right. So, however, the crew has since gone their separate ways as Kel continues to fight the good fight, but Seer, Grease, and Marion have seemingly lost the spark. Details on exactly what might have happened to break the crew up, as well as what happens in the game to bring them back together, are sparse before the game's release. No shit. We do know, however, of two of the game's antagonists. What many fans initially believed from the first trailer to be Grand Inquisitor is actually an Imperial Senator, albeit one of the same Paunan race.
Oh, that actually sucks. I did not know that. Wow. Yeah.
Another enemy seen in several trailers for the game is Ravis, of the powerful Jedi race, near immortal beings made entirely of tendrils. Their humanoid structure is given form by their armor. That sounds weird.
Yes, I don't like Dave Filoni, RJ. What am I supposed to say? There's a lot of stuff.
I think this Ravis is actually it's going to be a bait and switch. They're going to be like, I'm part of this race that's made out of tendrils, and then she's going to take her helmet off. Surprise, it's Reva from. Because we all know that's one of the favorite new characters invented from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everybody loves
it. Kind of makes sense. Because, I mean, it would make more sense if she was in the first game. Because they showed the different... I mean, like, there's a lot of problems with him story-wise that I just don't like. So, I mean, I'm not the only one. I don't think that's a hot take, but apparently it is with RJ.
RJ also is not retiring. He's like, I'm retiring, guys. Also, first off, very disappointed in RJ's stream the other day. He's like, I'm retiring, but I don't think I'm retiring. And then he ignored the chat. Like, people were in the chat talking, but RJ was too busy yucking it up on stream with the co-host.
Right.
And now he's taking a hiatus. He's not taking or as he likes to call it, a sabbatical.
But isn't RJ a young man? Like, he's just finished his education and getting a job, so he's got his. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in like 5-10 years in the future.
RJ couldn't literally stay off the internet for one day. Okay? Like literally, he's like, I'm quitting, and then like 2 days later, he's like, I'm back.
I mean, I can't blame you. The internet is addicting, but it is what it is.
Saggy says he was busy getting yelled at by me for being silly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever quit Twitter. That's my bad addiction. I just love scrolling through Twitter.
RJ is
I have to stop doing that.
I don't do that at all.
Yeah, it's better if you not get into that because you will fall down a fucking rabbit hole.
Most of my job stuff involves using the internet, so it's tough.
Well, there's do not disturb.
Well, here's the thing, RJ. You don't have to go on Twitter and talk about movies and stuff. You don't have to do a YouTube channel, but you're addicted. You like the attention.
Well, there's apps.
I'm not saying it's bad, right? I'm not saying it's bad.
I mean, but there's features on your phone. If you have an iPhone, there's like focus mode where you could just you're not deleting the app, but it just closes it out so you can't use it. I mean, like when you're busy and you got other things to do, that's what I do most of the time. It's actually quite useful.
Aaron says there's no such thing as retiring on YouTube. You don't get a pension. You don't sign papers.
That's oh man.
I mean, you could retire. I've seen people retire on YouTube.
I guess it would just be not doing anything. You would just stop. But I mean, most of this is a hobby, so I mean.
Isn't Afro Gamer Dude retired?
Yeah, but you know, that's complicated.
I think there's been a couple of people that retired, like Dodger. Dodger's retired. She don't do YouTube no more.
I'm sure there's loads of people who have retired. Have you ever stumbled across a YouTube channel and you find a new video and you're like, wow, this is really cool. You start watching their channel and then you look at the dates of their last upload and when they've uploaded and they haven't been on the internet for a year or two and they're not uploading and they're done.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Like I said, I mean, people are busy and they have making content is hard, especially if it's edited content. Like it takes a long time. So I don't blame people for or if they want to quit. Like it's a hobby, right? Like sometimes people just outgrow their hobbies.
Yeah.
All right, so like shit has happened, lots of stuff, blah 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 blah. Go read the article. I'm not excited because I haven't played the first game. Are you excited?
Play the first game. Of course, I'm buying this game probably day one. But then there's Zelda, so now I'm like conflicted.
Blue Jay says announcement: since RJ might retire or semi-retire, I'll be the new RJ introducing BJ, aka Blasphemous Justice.
Oh man.
56K says you almost 100% the internet when you can spot which porn video just by a screen cap. This is true.
That's some crazy. Oh my god! Get off the internet if you could do that.
You should get Zelda blinded.
I am. I have the collector's editions pre-ordered. I'm super excited. I don't care what Bob says because I know Bob and Gary like to throw shade.
I'm quietly sitting here hoping that when Tears of the Kingdom come out, people are going to reassess.
No, they're not.
And realize it was wrong. I'm waiting.
Wait. I'll take that back. I actually agree with that because I think this game will be better than Breath of the Wild, and I do like Breath of the Wild, right? I think this may be more like traditional Zelda based on a couple of leaks, so I'm not going to get into that. But if it is more like traditional, then this is going to far succeed Breath of the Wild. Succeed.
We'll see. I don't like what I've seen so far.
I like what they showed so far. I think it plays a lot into what a lot of the modding community has done and just some like tricks and weird things people do with Breath of the Wild. I'm not sure if you've seen stuff like that or like someone launch themselves across the map. Things like that I think are pretty cool. So I always like it when developers, put features like that in the game. It's more creative. Yeah. Yeah, I know 56K. I'm shocked. I didn't know he was into Zelda until he commented on my video. So I thought that was pretty cool.
He's with Blinded. I haven't played. I actually own Breath of the Wild, and I have yet to open it and play it.
I think everybody should at least play it, even if they don't like it. It's just an interesting game. Yes, it is an open world game. There's a lot of open world games, but I think it's a different take because Nintendo doesn't really make open world games. Like that's really their only open world game, if we're being honest, right? So
Again, though, I have a bias against the Switch. I hate it.
I know.
I love it, and I hate it. It's there. It taunts me. It says, Tony, play me. I'm just as good as the PS5. I got games, exclusives. You like Zelda? And I go, yes, I do. Now shut up, Switch. I'm going to play PS5. And then I play something stupid like Hungry Shark World that I played today for like 4 hours before stream.
I was going to say to Saggy, you should play some games after Majora's Mask. I love Majora's Mask, but there are a lot of good Zelda games. Like Finbar and Aaron knows this. I was about to say there's no bad Zelda game, but then they reminded me of Zelda 2. So it's Bob's favorite one, but I can't stand that game.
It's your favorite Zelda, Bob?
Yes.
Did you not know this?
But how can it be your, like I'm not saying that I like Zelda 2, right? I'm not a hater of Zelda 2. I like it. I know it's different, but I would not rank that as the best Zelda.
Well, there's many
That's why
reasons.
I said it's crazy he would put that there, right?
Because originally, back in the day when the two Zelda games released, it wasn't a case of because they released about 1 year after each other.
Right.
When they released, it wasn't a case of one's better than the other. It was a case of one's different to the other. The first game I ever got to choose to buy for myself when my dad took me to the video store, I saw Zelda 2 on the shelf. That was the first game I actually chose and wanted to get. And I played it loads as a kid. I've played it throughout my life. It was always a goal of mine to one day beat it.
You never beat it?
I beat the first time I beat Zelda 2 was when I was doing YouTube because I was doing other things. I never really had the time to dedicate it. And at one point when I did YouTube the first time around, I was like, this is it. I'm going to beat Zelda 2 because I did a 6-month feature on my channel called The Year of Zelda, where I was going to play through every single Zelda game. And I got through most of them. But like the celebration was me beating Zelda 2 because I'd never beaten it before.
Yeah. All right, real quick. Finbar is correct. Best Zelda is Link to the Past. And we're joined by RJ. In my journey to prove how addicted to the internet he is, I sent RJ a link to the stream.
I didn't want to be rude.
Just to see if he. I didn't even say anything. I just sent him the link.
Just sent him.
Well, I didn't want to be rude. If you send me a link, I'm gonna at least try and show up. I mean, it seemed like it was pretty serious. So,
what's going on? So you're retiring? You're not retiring? What's the deal? I didn't watch all the stream.
I just kind of came to the conclusion I'm just not gonna take any of this very seriously and just do whatever I feel like. So if I can, I'll do something. If I don't, I don't.
Is it because you're not monetized?
No, not at all. Actually, my channel has been growing. Actually, last month I think I grew like 16, 17 subs. So I mean, it's not about the monetization aspect of it. It's just more so the time. It's a giant time sink to be active with making content on the internet. So, and especially when you're trying to start a job and you're going job hunting and you're about to graduate college, it's just a lot. You know.
What kind of job are you looking to get?
Education job.
Excellent. That's what I wanted to get into. I wanted to be a teacher when I was younger, but I never got the qualifications to be a teacher in a school.
Bob, how many things did you want to be when you were a kid? This is like the second thing you mentioned today. Like what?
I went through phases, man. I went through phases, you know, because when you're growing up, when you get to 16, you're doing your basic education, then you go to college and you get to choose your stuff. Like music was always a core part of just my hobbies. My dad put instruments into my hand from the moment I could hold them. In fact, this is a true story. When I was about 2 years old, the first instrument I ever held was a violin. I have no idea why my dad gave a 2-year-old a violin, because I smashed it up. And my dad always held a grudge against me for destroying that violin. I was like, dude, I don't even
Was it a
remember that.
Stradivarius? He's like, here, Bob,
No.
hold my Stradivarius for a second.
No,
And
no.
he smashed it.
no.
Poor RJ.
No, but like I said, I just kind of taking it easy. Like today, I've been playing some video games, which it's nice to have like a couple of days off. Next week's my last week of my internship, so be able to be a lot more free after graduation for a bit until I get a job. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Excellent.
So I've been playing Metroid Prime Remastered and Skyward Sword HD on the Nintendo Switch. So I've never played either game before, so that's kind of fun getting to see those the first time.
Ooh, you lost 3 subs on Friday, RJ.
No, let's see. Hold on.
I'm looking at your Social Blade right now.
I gained them right back though.
No, you didn't. You lost 3 on Friday.
no,
you gained one on Saturday.
No, because I was at 359 when I announced my retirement, and then after I did that stream, I jumped back up 3 subs. So,
according to Social Blade,
I'm looking at my analytics right now, like on my own page, and that's what it says.
Who do we believe? The publicly available Social Blade or the private RJ can say whatever he wants analytics?
I mean, you could look at it. I mean, if you pay attention, I mean, you just have to look at it. Like,
Social Blade don't count. Yeah, Social Blade's wrong all the time. I know that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give RJ a hard time.
I had issues with Social Blade because when I did YouTube the first time and I got to over 1,000 subscribers, I quit and I deleted my channel. And then recently I returned, and it messed, like the stats wouldn't update, so I had to contact them and ask them to reset it all. It was a pain in the butt.
Finbar says, "Don't be soft, RJ. Make YouTube your whole life." Here's what I would say, RJ, and people are probably going to disagree with me. They're going to say, "Tony, you're giving terrible advice. What are you doing? Don't say this shit." But I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to tell you something that probably no one else is going to tell you, RJ. Do YouTube first.
No, I disagree.
Shut up, Bob, because this is the Tony hour right now, okay? I preface that by saying I know you guys are going to disagree with me, but here's why, RJ. If you do YouTube now, you can always go back, and if you fail, you can go back and do whatever you want, college. You can go be an educator.
No, disagree.
Shut up, Bob. You could be a teacher at 60. You could be a teacher at 50, at 40, at 30. At 33 years old, you can just fuck off and say, you know what? The internet didn't work out for me. I'm going to go be an educator. You can do that. It's not that hard. It is extremely hard. Hold on. It is extremely hard to do the reverse. To suddenly at 40 go, you know what? I want to be a YouTuber again. Right?
RJ, you're going into education, right? You're going to have to speak in front of people.
It's not about speaking.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Like, we're talking about money. We're talking about money and what makes financial sense for job-wise. Shouldn't I go with the job that has retirement benefits and pension pay and
RJ,
make sure when I'm older I'll be okay if I want to do YouTube? Like,
again, here's the thing that no one's going to tell you, right? When you're 60 years old, sitting on your porch, you're not going, man, I'm so glad I never went for my dream. You're going, man, if only I went for my dream. I wonder what would have happened.
But YouTube's
no one who goes for their dream ever wonders, man, I wonder if I would have just never went for my dream, how my life would.
But YouTube's not my dream, though.
Yeah, exactly. Can I ask you? Can I speak to RJ a moment, please? What's your focus, RJ? What's your interest? Are you going into admin or teaching or a subject?
Oh, full on teaching, like social studies stuff. So.
All right. Well, I would do in your case. Are you going to be doing like classrooms, lectures, that kind of thing?
The goal, yeah. I mean, it's to be like in charge of a classroom, yeah.
Well, what I would do is you're gonna have to do lesson plans and prep for the lessons and stuff.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've been doing all that training stuff. So
just record everything. Make an anonymous YouTube channel. Don't let anyone know who you are, what it is, and just use that for practice. Like maybe if you're gonna like you do your lesson plan and you're gonna do whatever topic you're gonna do, record your what you're gonna say during the lesson and upload it to YouTube. Someone will find that useful. You can use it as backup. You can use it for practice. You can use it for reference.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, that's all dumb and all, but here's the facts of the matter. You like talking movies. You like talking this nerd shit, this geek stuff. We all do. We all love it. And you have a little bit of notoriety in this field, RJ. You
Notoriety. I don't think most people really know who I am or care.
That's why I said the word "little bit." That's why I put the qualifier "a little bit" in front of the word notoriety. A little bit of notoriety in this field. There are some people that know who you are. There's a decent amount of people that know who you are, heard your name, or heard the controversies that you've been wrapped up in, especially as of late. What I'm saying is, it is a lot easier for you to go to do this for a year, 2 years, really try and make something of this. And then if you fail, you can go back into education. It is going to be extremely hard for you to do education and then try to turn around and do this. And if this is like something you don't want to do at all ever, right? Then don't worry about it. But I'm saying if this is actually something you say, you know what, I really would like to be like a John Campia or a Grace Randolph or a Gary from Nerdrotic or whoever. I'm just trying to think of names of people.
I think it's terrible advice Tony's giving you because RJ, YouTube ain't going nowhere. It's going to be here forever. Yeah. Anytime you want to come back to being
Bob, just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
The worst things ever. And I'm younger than you, RJ, but I cannot stand when everybody just loads up and gives me advice because it's up to you, that person.
Just listen, kid.
Well, I think I should put into context for everyone listening. I'm graduating and I'm already applying. Like it's already a done deal. I'm getting a job. That's what I'm doing.
So I'm just telling you that's stupid, and I wouldn't do that.
God,
I'm gonna be honest.
Is this called a show called Gabbing with Geeks? Where's the geek stuff?
It's mostly gabbing.
Yeah, it's mostly the gabbing. We do a little bit of the geeks, but mostly it's the gabbing.
Or semantics.
Yeah, Saggy says, I mean, that's a lie, RJ. If it wasn't about the monetization, you would still just kept your main channel, you bum.
No, I would disagree because I think that main channel got a little bit kind of shadow banned in the algorithm. So I'd actually like for people to see what I make, especially for my subscribers. So.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, his real name isn't Resonant?
Yeah, no, my identity is a secret.
RJ, for everyone listening, we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't
I'm just
shadow
giving
ban.
added context.
She says you're lying.
Well, she didn't see what I saw, so.
All I'm saying is, if anybody wants to do this, if this is like YouTube is a thing that you want to do and you want to get some money and fame and be a somebody, it's always easier to start now than to like go back, 20 years after the fact. I'm like, oh, let me jump back into this YouTube thing. Hell, 20 years YouTube might not even be here. We might be on Bob's new platform, Bobble.
Bobble.
Oh God.
I don't know what this Tony guy's talking about, RJ. You do you do your job, and just live your life.
Advice that they wanted to hear. No offense. Yeah, that's one of my what I realized. No offense to you, Tony or Bob.
Maybe
I don't know what to say to that other than lots of people.
Well, it must be true.
Said lots of things. I fucked up my life. I got married way too young. I knocked up a chick way too young. I just don't do that, RJ. Wrap it up.
Plus scope, plus ratio.
No, man.
Wrap it up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, don't have kids, man. Seriously, don't have kids.
Saggy says cap. RJ is capping.
Oh man.
Says we literally talked about it. You said you were going to start over because we couldn't figure out why YouTube denied you.
Well, that was one of the reasons. Wasn't the only one.
Tony, tell RJ to stop capping.
I know people who've done YouTube for years and stuff, and they get their money. They make great content, edited content and stuff. And even people I know who've tried, like a majority of people can't make a career money out of YouTube. Like it's just there's no way you can, as an individual, unless you're hiring editors and stuff. There's just no way you can. The time sink is too much. It doesn't balance out ever because
yeah. Well, here's the thing, Bob. I agree with you, and that's why it's easier to do it when you're younger than when you're older, because you start piling on more responsibility, more things, right? And I am a cautionary tale for everybody. Don't scam people as a college. Don't squander your education or your gifts.
I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm not saying you're not going to get money. But if you calculate how many hours you put in, how much work, how much research, how much money you spend on equipment, how much time you spend in education,
well, again,
what your focus is, what comics you've bought, what movies you watch, how many times you go to the cinema. That's all business expenses.
Saggy's making $200 to $400 a month on YouTube.
That's
Saggy.
Time? Mm-hmm. How much time do you have to put in to get that, though?
Do you know? Wait, hold on.
Let's be fair.
Hold on, RJ. Hold on, real quick, Bob. I literally said Saggy made $200 to $400 a month on YouTube, and then you asked the stupidest follow-up question ever: how much time have you ever watched Saggy's content? She literally has no fucking clue what she's talking about half the time. Okay, there is no time sink into the content Saggy makes.
Yeah,
No.
No,
Okay.
I was going to say two things, though. I was going to say two things, and this is not meant to be a slut against Saggy, okay? But she kind of has a little bit easier because, one, she's a drama channel. Drama brings in clicks. It's what people like watching.
Irregardless.
And two, yeah, she does have the woman card. I'm not saying that makes it, like, easy. I'm just saying, makes a lot more.
That's all completely irregardless because Saggy might stream for 1 hour a day, yeah, but how long is she on Twitter? How long is she watching other YouTubers? How long is she networking? She knows all this stuff about all these other YouTubers outside of doing a 1 hour stream once a day. That's a time investment. All that stuff goes towards the time investment for that money she's earning.
You don't know Saggy very well, do you?
No, I don't pay attention to what she's doing. I like Saggy. She's a friend.
Saggy arguing with people on Twitter is not exactly YouTube content that she's making, right? It's not research.
No, but that's time spent doing stuff.
That's like saying Saggy eats in the morning, then it's time doing stuff.
Yes. Have you ever done a business plan?
I think some degree of what Bob is saying is true, though. Some degree.
I'm just giving him a hard time. All right, let's get back to the nerd shit.
You can never tell.
Yeah.
Actually, I just wanted to take shots at Saggy because she's.
Oh, man.
RJ, I did hear you want to do a video game channel. So what do you think about this? Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 introduces a pay-to-win bundle.
People still play Warzone?
Oh, Warzone. Right.
I hear like
Fortnite
the original Warzone, I remember, was super popular and everyone talked about it. The Warzone 2.0, I hear like nothing except for how bad it is and how nobody likes it.
I just don't understand how people could just sink the crazy amount of money that this game, Fortnite, Apex. I don't understand.
Again, that's why you just pick one battle royale game and you stick with it.
No, don't pick any. Don't.
Any. I mean, again, but like if you have to pick one, I mean, you just pick one. You don't sink.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this, right? These games are designed for you to sink money into. They're not designed because of we need to we have this brilliant idea and it's this creative ambition, right? It's literally just to
Well,
get
true.
you.
No.
I mean, the thing is, though, is like Fortnite, for whatever jokes you can make about it, like it is probably one of the best multiplayer games out there because it's literally on every single platform. It's free to play. It has super good matchmaking in terms of like hanging out with friends, and there's so much variety in what you can do with it that it basically you can make that kind of whatever you want. You can play
Have you
creative
spent
maps.
money on Fortnite out of curiosity?
Oh, that is my main game. Yeah, I spend way too much money on it.
No way.
Yeah,
I love
that's like the
Fortnite.
main like big multiplayer game I play. That's
The
it.
Uh,
you're hooked into, like all those positives that you listen. I know this is a cynical take, but they've literally had presentations like behind the closed doors where they talk about this, where it's designed intentionally to keep you hooked, so you spend it. So I will never play any of these games. No offense to anybody else, but if you have seen the things that they do,
oh
you
yeah.
would be shocked, right?
Well, I'll tell you this right now. Call of Duty, Season 2 of the Warzone or whatever, Warzone 2.0, currently right now on Steam, just on Steam, has 98,000 players. In the last 24 hours, it peaked at 133,920 players. Right. All-time peak in the last 5 months. So this is just within the last 5 months. 491,670 players. Steam. So I think, yeah, some people still play it, RJ.
Oh, I'm sure people still play. I'm not saying that nobody plays it. I'm just saying, like, I don't hear it, like, talked about. Oops,
What
sorry.
the hell?
That was my alarm. I just don't hear people really talking about it, you know?
RJ has bought me so many skins in Fortnite.
It was like 3.
In Fortnite's defense, for $7 for a skin isn't that bad. $7 for a skin is terrible.
Yeah.
Actually, most of the time now, like, well, it depends. If it's like a special, like, what do you
It's
call
still
it?
terrible.
Crossover skin,
Terrible.
like, and they'll bundle it with like 2 skins in one. You typically got to pay $20 for the skins and then $20 for the extra stuff with it. So it depends.
A skin should be like $2 max.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're talking about how
skin
much
should
money I
be
spent in that game, I probably spent
cosmetic.
I've definitely spent like hundreds of dollars in that
You,
game.
you'd be surprised how long those skins take to make and how much it costs to make them. The most expensive item in
I'm not surprised. I hate when people say that. You'd be surprised. I know how much. I understand all that. But for me, and again, this is me, I don't give a shit what the character looks like, right? I'm not going to pay $7 so my character looks like Captain America, right?
That's absolutely fine for you.
And that's why I said.
But Bob, you know that the way that these games are designed, they're very deceptive and manipulative. That's my main issue. This is why I don't play those types of games. And personally, I don't really. If I want to play a first-person shooter, I'll go play a Doom or something, right? Like,
oh yeah, well,
a game that like Splatoon, right? Just buy the game and play the multiplayer.
Yeah, fuck freemium games.
I really don't like it. I think it's one of the worst things that have come about as of recently.
Well, this right here, hold on. Let's get back. Let's bring her back around. But this is probably going to cause a lot of problems in the Call of Duty community because apparently the latest Bomb Squad bundle gets you not only an operator skin, but a active duty slot, DMZ active duty slot, and a weapon that has a cooler cooldown that's quicker than everyone else's. So it says which cost the Bomb Squad bundle costs $12 and grants players a medium backpack and a LMG with shorter cooldowns and free guns available in the game's mode DMZ.
Right.
So it's literally giving you a superior gun that you have to pay for, and a backpack that people don't get.
So that might change the whole dynamic of the game then.
Yeah, the Bomb Squad bundle gives players a 4th active duty operator slot. This gives player an unfair advantage over others who do not have the bundle, leading to a divide in the player base. So then you get another slot. And who cares about the skins, right? It says the free medium backpack for extra storage, and the boom-proof blueprint has a reduced insured weapon cooldown of only 15 minutes, allowing players with the bundle to exfiltrate with more items and quickly reuse the insured weapon if they fail to exfiltrate with it. To make matters worse, the price of the bundle is relatively high, leading to accusations of pay-to-win practices. Players who cannot afford the bundle are forced to play at a disadvantage, negatively impacting their experience.
Oh boy.
That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
In response to this issue, the player community has launched a campaign to boycott the Bomb Squad bundle. Some have suggested that the bundle should be removed from the game entirely, while others have proposed that it should be made available to all players. Yeah, that's going to happen. To all players for free. With the introduction of the new cosmetic items in the game as a common practice, it is essential for developers to consider the impact on the player base. The Bomb Squad bundle issues in Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 serves as a reminder to developers should ensure that new content items do not affect the integrity and fairness of the game or create a divide among players.
But hold on, guys. They're adding Shredder into the game. Shredder's again, so that makes it okay.
I am notoriously stingy, so there's that.
Yeah.
I still think this is like if you have seen how meat is made, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's gross. If you have seen how they design these games, you would be like mind blown. It's the same thing with the social media platforms too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they purely admitted to this. Yeah. So
But like,
it's-
not.
See,
not-
well, here it is.
Can I elbow? I haven't had a chance for a while. Can I elbow myself in, please?
Yes, go ahead, Bob.
So a good point, Saggy. So game developers, when they're developing games, I've talked to my friend about this. Like even prior to these freemium games where you buy stuff, when they're designing games, there's got to be someone somewhere, some people doing research and analysis into psychology, dopamine, all that stuff in every aspect of a game, from when you press the button to when a sound effect happens to when you're Super Mario Bros. 1 to the sound when you hit the block and the coin comes out and it makes a specific tone. All that stuff is heavily time investment to get every little aspect right, and it's just got more and more excessive. Destiny 2 is a great example of this. A lot of the guns have different sound effect designs and all that jazz. You can buy cosmetics and all that stuff, and it is designed to give you like feedback and player feedback and interaction so that you spend more money. Dopamine price. I've spent quite a lot of money on Destiny 2 and skins and emotes and stuff, but I think this is part of that genre of game, especially with collectibles as well, like the Diablo games, RPGs, collecting armor, collecting items, unique items, special items, one-off items. You know, it's part of gaming,
right. But what makes it worse is the money aspect, right? It's like gambling, right? Once you start doing it, you're hooked on it, right? So that's why I get it. You could do whatever you want, but for me, I think it's really bad what these companies are doing, and they can just like get away with it because no one's criticizing them for it, right?
Oh yeah, there's a real big problem with it, and it's being going unnoticed, and people don't talk about it, especially with EA and FIFA, because I know a lot of people who play FIFA, and they don't talk about the amount of money they spend on packs. These people every year they buy a new game, with new players and updates. I don't play FIFA, but like every year they're investing loads and loads of money. I know a personal friend, well, not my friend, but a friend of a friend, who got so addicted to FIFA, he ended up losing his house, his wife, everything, because he just couldn't stop himself from using the credit card and spending all his money on packs when he come home from work.
Weak.
There's a lot of people like that, unfortunately.
I get it.
I know you're.
Gambling, gambling is very dangerous. My ex-girlfriend worked in Mecha Bingo, and she used to tell me stories of the people who'd come in on the slot machines. It's scary.
Yeah, gambling is designed to be addictive, and I get that. But here's the thing. Saggy's saying also skins in the game now are like collectibles. Some skins are discontinued. So if you were lucky enough to get them, blah, 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 blah. I don't collect anything. I don't give a shit.
You collect comics?
No, I read comics.
I only do a bit of collecting, but yeah, to me it always like veers off into a territory of like hoarding.
Do you collect comics, Blended, or do you read comics? Because there is a difference.
I never really collected comics. I did buy physical comics, and I did have like a bit of a collection, but it was only for like a specific run.
No. So okay. So here's the difference, right? I have comics. I obviously have boxes and boxes of comics.
Yeah, I only have one
I did
box.
not buy them for the intention to be like, look at the comics I own, right? I bought them
Right.
because I was reading them, and I just kept them because they were mine. I owned them, right?
Yeah.
It's still a collection of comics, though.
And then by that logic, then yeah, I was just reading them.
No, but it is a collection of comics. I said that, Bob. I said, but I'm not a collector. I'm not collecting.
Right.
them.
He's not going out of his way to just look for a particular issue and then not read that issue.
Are you going to read them again? Do you reread them?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, okay.
Because I like comic books. I like the stories. It's the same. It's the same way. I have DVDs here, right? But I didn't go out and like, oh, what DVDs do they have at the swap meet? And I bought a whole bunch of DVDs for my DVD collection. No, I'm like, I like this movie. I would like to watch it, so I bought the DVD, right?
Yeah. This is why I got out of collecting a while ago, many years when I sold my Mega Drive collection. I don't do collecting. I've got a lot of stuff, but it's just because sorry, this may sound incredibly racist.
Then you probably shouldn't say it, but go ahead.
I'm a bit Jewish, like literally.
Oh my god, that was
literally, my grandma's Jewish. My dad's
have you ever watched 21 Jump Street, the new one?
No.
You should watch that, Bob. Watch that.
But I'm
man.
like, if I buy something for X amount of money and I sell it for less, I've lost my original investment and it's a waste of money. So I never sell any. I try never to sell anything which I buy.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. But
I don't know if that's a Jewish thing, Bob, or a thing where you put money into something and you want to get a return on what you.
Yeah. There's also that.
I'm not sure that that's a cultural thing, unless you're saying that Jewish people really like money and you're kind of making RJ uncomfortable on stream.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
I'm fine.
He's gonna cancel us all.
Oh man.
No, but here's the thing. Like I said, I don't collect things, right? I'm not like, I don't go, here's my collection of DVDs. Here's my collection of comic books, right? They're things I own. And if I have to sell them, I have to sell them. I have no emotional attachment to objects. I don't collect things. Saggy says,
Buying out of Flight Club.
Tony and Apex Legends, for example, I spent a lot of money on skins and battle passes. People who were there from launch have skins no one else has or will get. So it's kind of a flex. That's probably the other reason. I don't flex. I'm not a flexer. I don't care. I'm not trying to impress you with my Fortnite skin or my Apex Legends skin, right? I'm not, and probably it's because I'm also not impressed by any of that, right? If someone was like, "Look at this, I got the exclusive, fucking one of a kind Fortnite skin. No one got this Fortnite skin. It's the greatest Fortnite skin ever." I'd be like, "Yeah, but what's your KD ratio? Right? How many games have you won? Are you a good team player?"
The skill level.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's ways you can measure that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's more important to me. Like, I don't give a shit.
Of the game, yeah.
Oh, I love it all. I love flexing. Well, at times I like flexing. I don't like to flex because it's a bit, egotistical too. But back in the day before all this jazz, me and my mate used to flex on each other. Just it'd be like, "Oh, I got this phone, I got this game, blah blah blah." But I like having unique one-off stuff. But I can take it or leave it.
That's fair. Saggy says, but it's why most people buy skins, basically. Well, most people are egotistical, narcissist, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Brie Larson. She's saying very, very controversial things. Once again, opening her mouth, causing trouble, making people hate her. Brie Larson says her bra in Captain Marvel 2 was a whole team effort.
Why is this an article? Who at the direct said, you know what, we need to write an article about this?
Because someone's going to click on this. I mean, it involves titties, of course.
It was for us. Gilliam Bloom said, hey, Tony probably wants to read something about Brie Larson. We want to put that picture of her big old titties.
Everybody's been using this picture. Like, they knew what they were doing, right? Like, someone was going to mention it.
I mean, Gary from Nerdrotic just couldn't resist.
Yeah.
Following the first thumbnail, by the way.
Yes,
I didn't.
It's really
bad. You did. I showed it to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. You showed it. I was gonna say I don't go out of my way to watch Nerdrotic or any of them. But following the first trailer for the Marvels dropping, star Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, answered a question about the new footage that went viral. The release of the new trailer has led to much controversy and conversation, not necessarily due to the MCU film's content, but more due to its claimed, quote, wokeness. a feature considered bad by many review bombing. Beyond this, another conversation about the trailer that didn't pertain to the movie's story cropped up on Twitter, leading to a response from Carol Danvers, actor herself. Brie Larson answers viral fan question. Man, they had to use that picture twice.
Of course.
They get that higher resolution. Look at that.
She is a beautiful woman, though.
She worked her ass off to get like that. She looks
Yeah.
better than
Yeah,
this.
she worked her ass off, and there was no ass in Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I'm more of a boobs man anyway.
In
No.
response to a curious Twitter user asking about what bra Brie Larson was wearing with a crop tank top in the trailer to the Marvels, the actress explained the process of finding it was a whole team effort. The user who posed the question tweeted Tuesday that she wanted to know as she struggled with this all her life.
Okay,
Need to
it
know
was-
what
it
bra
was-
she's wearing. That looks good with that type of shirt. I've struggled with this all my life.
Could you
Ladies,
imagine if it was a guy asking this question? It would have been shot down immediately.
immediately. Okay, so ladies, from the male perspective, the bra that looks best with this kind of shirt is the no bra. The no.
Oh my god.
Let them titties free. That's what I'm saying.
No.
You guys disagree?
Don't do that. That's yeah.
Why? It might lead to saggy melons?
No,
Possibly.
oh my god. I mean, yeah, that depends on the size, but I mean, still, it looks kind of. I hate saying this, but it looks kind of trashy. So, don't do it.
I like trashy. George popped in at the perfect moment. Good evening.
Like, what the fuck? I can
In
hear
the words of
it.
Moses, let my people go. And their
Oh my
titties.
god. Oh my.
No over the boulder or over the shoulder boulder holder. Just let them go.
Oh man.
The thread quickly blew up with various responses from those who have either found solutions or wanted to know the answer. Eventually, Larson herself answered the elusive question, saying she wore a Chantel US t-shirt bra with an extra strap stitched in, and that people need new scientific breakthroughs to make this easier. She cited the costuming as a whole team effort. I'm disappointed in Marvel because Disney owns Star Wars, and as Star Wars has taught us, there are no bras in space.
Oh.
Princess Leia, that's why she didn't wear a bra in the original trilogy. No bras in space.
God damn! Did you see the original post? How much engagement it got on Twitter?
Yeah.
No.
I haven't, but
Okay,
Of course
just
it
take a random guess. How many likes do you think it got?
I don't know.
10,000.
Past 100K.
302,000 likes,
Mm.
13,000 retweets.
This was a woman asking about titties.
Over 35 million impressions.
This was a woman
God
asking about
damn.
titties. You think that she wasn't going to
Yeah.
get
Like I said, everybody's been posting that picture. Like they were gonna eat it up, whatever which way, right? So
And the picture that she quote tweeted of Brie Larson, the famous picture, it got over 26,000 likes.
Hmm.
God damn, man. That's crazy.
dudes are horny.
Aston
That's
says
literally-
those Chantel bras are not cheap.
Well,
either.
actually, in the case of both of those posts, though, Blinded, they were both from women.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but the people liking it and retweeting it and commenting on it
Dudes.
are dudes. Yeah, like let's not pretend, right?
well,
If
hold
you look
on,
at the-
though. We're
hold-
inclusive here. It could be bisexuals or lesbians. You never know.
It's true. If you look at the comics, the further you go back, the less clothes Carol Danvers seems to be wearing. Oftentimes, it's a one-piece bathing suit, basically with outrageous comic proportions. Brie pointed it out on the wall, and we went, "Yeah, just so you know, that's not what we're doing." She goes, "Okay, I didn't think so, but I'm glad you said that." Damn it! We could have had the one-piece outfit. See, that's why it's
they will
woke.
never do those costumes again in a modern superhero movie.
That's why it's woke.
It's
I
not
want my-
woke. It's
I
just-
want my go-go boots and basically.
what actress is going to want to wear that costume, though?
What
Realistically.
costume? What?
We're
The
talking about
original-
the one-piece kind of suit, like a bathing suit kind of costume.
Oh, from the right. Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying, and this is for all comic book characters and why they'll never do that kind of costume in live action. No actress wants to wear that kind of thing. I mean, they
Right.
just don't.
She does if she wants a paycheck and she wants to be in the fucking movie. No actress.
Yeah,
Who the fuck said?
then-
Isn't it a bit of push and pull with that though? Because
It's
Yeah.
more like a group effort that makes the decision. So, I mean, there's probably going to be a bunch of females working on this movie, right? Like from each department, they're probably going to be like, "No, don't do that."
Well, and plus too, there's the
Yeah,
whole.
then you fire them and you be like, "Look, bitch, we want people."
Well, it might not even be
who
the
wanna be
actress thing
comic
though.
actors."
It might be executives being like, "Well, we just don't want to deal with the headache of people complaining." You know, just modernize the costume. Plus,
I
too,
assume also it would look ridiculous in live action depending on the character.
that's
Like
true too.
I couldn't imagine that with Captain Marvel, right? I mean, she's not even. You're talking about the Miss Marvel classic look, or are you talking about even like when she?
Or even her
further
Miss
back?
Marvel, look with like the black and yellow.
Yeah, that's the one I was referring to. But the older one where it's like red, yeah. That one just it wouldn't work in live action. I'm kind of sick of people talking about like, oh, it should be look like the comic because it like there's a lot of
That's
working
the one
parts
she
that
should be.
don't.
She should be wearing. Right there. Look at that.
This
Like
one,
that.
yeah, this is the classic one.
That's the one that she needs to be wearing in the movie. Or
Yeah,
the-
that looks a little too wild for live action PG.
Yeah,
looks perfect.
they would never
I
do
like it.
either. They would well, they would especially not do the one on the left, but the one on the right they wouldn't do either. If
the
they
one on
did do
right's
the one on the
alright.
right, they would probably just cover up the legs. So
That's my favorite, the one on the right. That's what I see.
That's 'cause
as
they're
Miss
woke.
Marvel.
it's not woke. It's just modern.
But it's also
change.
like this with the male characters too. They don't do it exactly like the comics. Because I always see people complaining about that on Twitter, and they don't actually realize why they do it. It's because you have to have more texturing on film, like something that looks flat in a comic book. When you design that in a for a film, the lighting for that costume is going to look terrible. So I don't know why always people like, oh, it needs to be comic book accurate. No, make it work for a film, right? Because there's a lot of working parts on a movie. So yeah, that always bugged me.
Comic book accurate. I wanted 100%.
Now make it look good for the camera. That's my take.
Didn't they do that costume though already in the Miss Marvel movie? No, TV show.
Show the which one? The classic.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that, but not really. It looks
No.
more like the new Captain Marvel, or I mean that's a decade old now, but the one in the middle.
No, I'm almost 100% sure. Let me see. Hold on.
It's like I'm telling you, it looks like a variation of the one in the middle, with slight changes. Like let me see.
No, here because here I got the image. They did. It was a combination because it wasn't the main character. It was the friend. Remember?
No, pull it up.
The
Pull it
friend?
up. What you're talking about.
I am pulling it. Remember when she went to Avengers Fest?
Oh,
Oh,
friend-
you're talking
Oh,
about
you're
that.
talking about the
We-
white
we-
chick, yeah.
We thought you were talking about the ending.
No, I'm talking about because it is in the show. Miss
Yeah,
Marvel.
this one
She
is
goes to
a-
Avengers.
This one, I think, looks like a combination. I can't see it that good there, but
It's 'cause-
Kinda. I mean, it looks like a little bit like the classic.
she's wearing the mask, right?
Well, also too, but like she's not showing any legs for obvious reasons.
Yeah, she is. She's got fucking come on, help me out here. Fishnet. She
Oh,
got fishnets
fishnet.
on.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it with the lighting. I thought, yeah, okay, there you go.
That's what I'm saying. So for you to be like, well, no actress would ever be dressed like that. Women are not to be objectified.
But wasn't this
Please.
kind of the point,
I
though?
didn't say- I didn't say
That wasn't even our point. Tony's just poking at us. But this one, I mean, that was done intentionally because of the character, so it kind of makes sense. But like, if you're going to take Captain Marvel serious, the real Captain Marvel, they would never dress her like that, right? I think that's the difference.
I could take a woman like that serious. I don't know about the rest of you.
Sure. Different kind of serious.
The best kind of serious.
Oh, boy.
Either way, we
Yeah.
found the answer. We know what bra she's wearing.
As if, I mean,
It
us
mattered.
guys need to know, but yeah.
I needed to know. It kept me up all night. Now
No.
I had the answer. Did you hear that the Suicide Squad killed the Justice League? Will now launch on 2/2/24.
Okay, so when I saw this, I was blown away, not because I wasn't expecting a delay. It's more so this is such a massive delay. It basically kind of kills the game in a way.
It doesn't really kill the game at all. And in fact, I still think there will be problems with the game, but this will significantly help it more.
But what can
because-
they? Okay, here's the thing that here's my thing, right? You're delaying it to Groundhog's Day, which I think is kind of funny in hindsight, kind of ironic. Because I feel like this game is just never going to come out, just repeating the same cycle over and over and over again. But here's the thing, right? It's about a 10-month delay, so almost a full year. The game was supposed to launch next month. Unless you just completely scrap the original idea for this game,
which they
and
can't.
completely change it, which they can't, it's still going to be a live service game, which people just don't want. So what can you change in 10 months to make it a better game? Realistically.
Realistically, they can only do what was criticized, which was it's an online only game.
But that's like the bare minimum complaint, though. Brandon.
But the thing is,
the main complaint is like they seem like the three main complaints are the online only component,
right?
The gear system and what looks to be heavy grinding, and 3, the gameplay itself, because people are just like, we don't want to shoot like blobs of monsters for like 10 hours straight, and all the characters play the same because they all use guns.
I think it doesn't even really matter of all that. Like here's the thing, right? This was already rumored for a while. Like I think Jason Schreier and I think it was Jeff Grubbs, they said that this game is going to actually get pushed out even further than people were expecting. And here's the thing, right? Like just to even do the online stuff, that's probably going to take them like 6 months, right? If they really want to change up everything, what people are criticizing, then they're going to have to delay this game by 3 years, right?
Yes.
So this is why I also think some people don't realize or understand how game development works. And also to them delaying this game is really just a PR move, right? Because this game would have got no one would have bought this game.
Well,
okay,
to
it
be
was
fair,
in between some of the biggest games releasing
that's what I was
this
going to
year.
mention. It had a bad release date anyway because it was
Yes.
going to come right in the middle of Jedi Fallen Order, Tears of the Kingdom, Final Fantasy 16. Like that's just a bad release date.
6, there's a bunch of other games coming out in June 2 that people would have easily bought over this game.
Well, in my experience, from what I've seen in the video game industry, I know Shigeru Miyamoto has said a delayed game
I love this.
is whatever. But aside from Nintendo, very rarely have I ever seen a game get delayed so much without there being major problems on release or it just being a complete flop.
That's not true. That's not true.
Well,
in my opinion,
no, Bob has a
aside
point,
from
though.
Nintendo,
Whoa,
aside
whoa,
from
whoa.
Nintendo,
Besides Nintendo, okay.
One at a time.
I was going to say
That's
Bob has a point because when it comes to live service games, we've seen examples of them being delayed again and again and again. It doesn't matter because they still come out like shit. Evolve,
Yeah.
Anthem. Okay, when it's a live
Apex
service
Legends,
game, well, no, Fallout 76.
Fortnite.
Yeah, but
Right.
what I was going to follow on and say is, aside from Nintendo and the delayed games, delaying a game doesn't help anything. In my opinion, what they should do, release the game, get the player feedback, and do what other companies do.
That would kill the game.
Evolve the game over time and improve it. Yeah, but games get second chances and revivals.
I agree, right? I love Fallout 76, right? Fallout 76 was a fucking disaster, but that game now is a great game.
Yeah.
I don't know what people said, right? But if they did that, I'm telling you, Bob, no one would touch this game. Because
the PR would be a nightmare.
reputation would be, same thing with Fallout 76, right? Like the fact I even mentioned that, people are going to be like, I can't believe you're playing that, right?
I heard it was good. I have it free on.
Well, the problem is that I think what it is that there's a fatigue with live service games, and there's a fatigue with the mindset of it'll be better in a year. or like in a year's time, the game will actually be what it should have been the whole time.
All right,
Well,
It happens way too often.
Hold on, real quick. I got to get to this comment because goddamn, Doctor Disaster Squad is correct. He says, "I just thought about how they kept Doctor Manhattan nice and nude for his movie role. I can't imagine them doing that with a female character." There you go. How could Doctor Manhattan be comic accurate with his dick swinging in the wind? No one said, "Hey, maybe he should put pants on." No, dick swinging in the wind. It's okay. It's fine.
You know what?
And I go put her in a sexy outfit. And you're like, no, that's too much. You've gone too far, Tony. You're a little crazy.
Well, I was gonna say I wasn't gonna do a rebuttal to this, but at the same time, Watchmen is a rated R movie.
Yeah, well, I'm not telling Brie Larson to be naked. I'm just saying put on the sexy costume. That's all.
Yeah, but there's kids and there's a bunch
Kids
of people.
I used to read the comics. I wasn't like, oh man.
I didn't even finish the sentence. I said kids. There's probably a bunch of women that would get pissed off and
Parent
yada,
groups.
yada.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't kids. It was women. Just say it. Women will complain when sexy women are on the screen. Ugly women get mad.
For a movie like the Marvels, I sure.
No kids getting mad. No kids like, hey, I was gonna really watch this movie, but then she's wearing.
I don't think the kids would get, but the parents would be like, "No, I ain't bringing."
The dads not. The dads aren't gonna be mad. They're like, "Yeah, I'll take you. You want to go see the Marvels with her wearing that? Fuck yeah, I'll take you." Oh, but then your mom was mad.
Squad, he threw a wrench in our fucking conversation.
Thank you, Disaster Squad.
No,
now, speaking of squads, Suicide Squad. Do you think? And here is my crazy theory. This is my theory time. What if this is being delayed at the behest of James Gunn because he wants because he wants to put the voice actors that are going. He wants to, the Justice League is going to be in it, but he hasn't.
No, I'm going to shoot down this theory because I had this theory for the Last of Us remake. It didn't fucking happen.
Yeah, but except for James Gunn said he wants to make sure that the characters are played across all medium by the same actors and actresses.
May I respond first?
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
Okay. What I will say to that theory, Tony, is that would kind of be interesting, but here's the couple problems with that, though. One, this game was in development way before James Gunn even was in consideration to take over DC. Second thing, though, is that this game is already set in an established universe, the Arkhamverse. Right. So unless James Gunn is making the Arkhamverse,
other than Batman, none of the other characters have voices in the Arkhamverse.
Yeah. Isn't Tara Strong still playing?
Yeah, Tara Strong is voicing Harley Quinn.
Now. Okay, so if in 3
not right now, Tony, not right now. She's been Harley Quinn in the Arkham games.
Right, but if in 3 to 5 months you hear that fucking someone else is now going to voice, they took Tara Strong out, and
that would cause more controversy.
They can't do that because they have contracts in place.
They can do. What are you talking about, RJ? Do you not know how things work? You pay somebody. They do a job, and then you can choose not to put their work into.
But that's a lot more money you're sinking into the game to like scrap an entire performance. Plus, they did motion capture with these actors as well.
This theory doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, Tony. It doesn't make any sense.
You guys always say it never makes sense, and then everything I say.
No, Doctor Strange too. Should I remind you? Tony Stark's gonna be in a movie? No. Anyway, besides that, I don't think that makes any sense to do that. That would cause way too many problems, and this game already has enough problems.
The other thing I want to mention too is the entire objective of this game is to kill the Justice League members one by one.
Really? So, I'm confused by the title of the game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I thought it was a totally different thing.
Well, I know, but like I'm just saying, like you can't have this be connected to the gun stuff of the DCU because like the whole thing is that you're going to be murdering the Justice League. So if they die, then that means you can't use them.
Yeah, you can. Just because you want the people who voice the characters to be the actors that are going to be in the movies.
Also, they would have to cast beforehand all these characters that
we already know this: Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash.
Yeah, that's why it's being delayed. That's why it's
they're
such
gonna
a long
have all
delay.
Those cast in time in 10 months from now.
Yeah,
to do voice work and to do the whole thing over again. with everything that
Well,
they've
you
already
act like
done.
voice work takes it'll be like fucking 5 hours.
But it's not just voice
No,
work,
it's not.
though. It's
You
motion
have to
capture,
catch-
though, too.
No, I didn't say anything other than the voice. Now you're adding other shit in there.
Well, no,
Voice-
Tony, if you don't know, if you haven't known recently, but the voice actor actually has to do the motion capture. Like, especially with Spider-Man, that was one of the big controversies like a couple years ago when they recast. It was because the jawline and the voice actor didn't match with the motion capture. So those two roles now have been like combined with these bigger games. So yeah, that doesn't you would be losing a big chunk of work by doing that, right? And then on top of that too, it's more expensive because now you have to get Margot Robbie to show up and do motion capture. Just
maybe they're gonna recast Margot Robbie. Maybe Tara Strong's gonna be in the live action.
regardless, still you got to pay those actors.
Live action Harley Quinn. No. I like Tara Strong, but no.
Didn't she get canceled? How did she still have a job? That's what I want to know.
She never got canceled.
She attacked that Muslim dude in the cab.
What
Huh?
are you
One of them.
talking about?
Was that a thing?
That was you don't remember? We covered it on this show.
Tara Strong?
Yeah.
No, I'll Google it because I don't remember.
It wasn't a cab. It was what, like a Lyft or an Uber.
Real quick, have we ever seen a game like do a gameplay presentation and get shit on so bad they have to delay the game and apologize?
Honestly, they have done this before.
The only other
There's not a
thing I can
problem.
think of that's somewhat similar is Halo Infinite. Because they
Hey,
did
Halo
that gameplay
Infinite was
video,
awesome.
people had a lot of complaints. They pushed it back by a whole year, and the campaign was good, but the multiplayer just stopped getting
See, look.
support.
It was Tara Strong.
Tara Strong. She was in a cab with Rena Sofer. They got into an argument with the driver of the Uber. Right? He left them on the side of the road or something, and she goes. She tweeted. Here's the thing. He's an immigrant who showed up at the border in the 80s and then applied for immigration status. Today, he would have been kicked out without his children. Are we the demons? Like, she went on a whole, like, this guy's lucky to be in the country type thing.
Damn, that's crazy. When was that? Because I don't remember talking about that.
This was 2018.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's.
I mean, it was a while back, but we did discuss it the last time, like, something came up. I forget why.
I don't remember that, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. I guess either people forgot. I mean, people like to resurface things, right? So who knows? This might get resurfaced in the next year.
Because it was one of those things where people on the left were saying that the driver harassed Tara Strong, and then people on the right were saying Tara Strong had harassed the driver.
Right.
Apparently, they were accusing her of being racist towards the driver.
Okay. All right, then.
Why am I the only one that remembers things?
You explained this to us. I mean,
no, but I mean, I understand why I remember things. I just don't understand why you guys don't remember anything.
Because
like whenever I bring up something over 2 years,
because it's not significant at all to me. That's why.
Disaster Squad says, I think Batman is genuinely awful person for not killing the Joker. Think how many lives he's destroying every single time he spares them.
Well, go talk to the Snyder people because
here's what I don't understand. Okay, so Batman doesn't kill, right?
Yeah.
That's like the thing. That's like the thing. Batman doesn't kill. Okay, I will give him that. I understand it. Batman doesn't kill. Why doesn't he just like lobotomize the Joker?
Well, I mean,
he's not killing him. He's still alive. They're like
lobotomize people. Batman is supposed to. He's supposed to be in favor for rehabilitation, but he does such a shit job at it.
But you know, like the Joker is not. You cannot rehabilitate the Joker.
Yeah, you couldn't. He knows that, but he still tries. That's the whole thing with Batman.
Or at least break his legs and stuff, right?
Right.
Or hit him in the face until like his fucking brain is damaged where he can't talk anymore.
The only way to maybe rehabilitate Joker is Batman stopping being Batman.
No, because the Joker was the
No, that
Joker
was
before
happened
that.
before, though. No. Not in the comics. We're talking about the comics
Yeah,
now.
in the comic. Remember, because at one point, I don't know, but at one point, the Joker is actually like the demon that was like around Gotham that like possessed the Joker or some shit. Like they've been like, there's been a whole bunch of convoluted shit. Because remember,
There's
the
been
Joker
a lot
like,
of
cut off.
convoluted stuff.
Then the Joker at one point like had like someone's face sewn on top of his face.
Yeah, no, that was his own face. I think what you're trying to refer to is the Snyder stuff, because that's the only stuff that rings a bell, because that was in his there's two arcs that kind of were talking about that he may be like some demon that was around Gotham, and that was really strange and bizarre. But I think that was obviously wiped out. That was like New 52, and it was a dumb idea. As much as I like Scott Snyder, that was a dumb idea. Yeah, Scott Snyder.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. When you said Snyder, I thought you were talking about Zach. I was like,
Sorry, I always forget people won't. I'm talking about Scott Snyder.
yeah, that's why I was like confused for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Then you said Scott. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was New 52.
Bianca's here. She says, I think that's why we have Elseworlds where he succeeded, like with drugs. That includes stopping being Batman. All right. I was at Bianca had a little post she did earlier in the week. I think it was this week, maybe at the end of last week, where she said, "New goal on my Ko-fi coffee thing." So I went to go to it. I said, I'm gonna give Bianca some money, and then I looked, and she already hit 100% of her goal of $100. Bianca hit, so I didn't give her any money.
Nice. You didn't give her any more.
She hit the goal.
Okay, understandable, but
Well done, congratulations.
Like if a burglar murdered a member of your family every week when he keeps getting out of jail, it would be absolutely irresponsible. Like, I just don't understand. Like, yeah, wouldn't the citizens be like, Batman, what the fuck?
yeah,
Dude, like my aunt just got killed because you let the penguin go again. Like everyone would be
It doesn't. You just let him go. They just get locked up in prison, and it's the
Yeah, but-
Gotham's so corrupt that they end up getting out again.
yeah,
If
but that's the
something happens-
problem. That's been I've seen this criticism. Batman, it's like if he believes in rehabilitation, why don't you just change the whole law enforcement and criminal justice system? You have the money.
Isn't
to do
it all
that.
Batman's fault? In actual,
Well-
and no. Here's
Yeah.
the thing, right? Let's really.
It is. I agree.
Let's lawyer this thing up, right?
Right.
I am a criminal. I am a criminal in Gotham. Batman beats the shit out of me, right? And then drops me off at the police, right?
Mhm.
And I go, the judge goes, hey, you did this? I said, Batman beat the shit out of me, right? I didn't do any of that. Well, no,
Right.
Batman said you did. He works with the police. Oh, so Batman works with the police? Yes. So Batman is a deputized member of the police force.
May I
They'd be like-
interject real quick?
To be like, yeah, like, oh, so then I'm suing the city for $1 billion for the police beating the shit out of me, right?
May I interject real quick? This is why in the comics they came up with the idea of the Court of Owls to explain
Yeah.
how the corruption runs so deep that any efforts to try and change the criminal justice system or the police force or Gotham at its core always fail because of like the Court of Owls are just like such deep rooted corruption that even when Bruce Wayne tries to do something good for the city, it can be twisted against it.
Okay,
So
that's
where
all well
Batman's
and
the only
good, but
solution.
again,
That's
RJ,
Scott Snyder, the gobbledygook. I don't really like that idea.
but again, you're missing the surface level. Batman works hand in hand with the police, and then he beats the shit out of criminals, right? We literally
But
have
how
laws.
he-
He does, but he doesn't work for the police though. He only
So,
works.
so
for the
if he
authority.
okay, so either Batman works with the police or he doesn't, right? If Batman works with the police, then the police force have to deputize him in order for Batman to do the things he does, or else the evidence he collects is now inadmissible, right? Because you can't just work with the police and then collect stuff and then give it to the police. That's not how it works. That's illegal,
Right.
right?
I mean, I kind of wish some writer would touch on this because
Well, they did, didn't they? Kind of.
we
With,
haven't. No. I would
well,
say
with,
no writer has. I think only Tom King did something like that with Mr. Freeze, and Mr. Freeze took Batman to court. and it was kind of interesting. But people hate Tom King's Batman, so
Wasn't there a storyline? I think it was called White Knight, where they cured Joker
that's
of
an Elseworld
insanity.
story.
Yeah, it's an Elseworld story by who's that by? I forget.
I don't remember who's it by, but
I've heard it's a really good story. It's an Elseworld
Yeah.
story that kind of tackles the whole aspect
Batman's-
of Batman and the government and stuff.
Tommy Amico says Batman's basically Dog the Bounty Hunter. Okay, but here's the thing. That would make him a legally deputized member of the Gotham PD, right? Because Dog the Bounty Hunter has to get a bounty hunter's license. So if Batman has a bounty hunter's license in Gotham, he still has to follow the law. He can't beat the shit out of criminals. Dog doesn't just go in there and just start like punching people, right?
Right.
He should. That'd be great.
It'd be good TV, but you can't do that. There's still laws. You can't dangle people over balconies and like, where's the Joker? And then just drop him and like fucking break his ankle, right? Like you'd be getting sued left and right.
Tony, if they did do this, I'm sure someone would say it's woke. They would call this woke.
It is woke.
Because they'd be like, you're deconstructing the character. Why are you doing? So yeah.
Don't we all remember Superman? What was it? Superman 2, where they're like, why did Luthor get out? And he's like, oh, because Superman can't just drop somebody off in the prison. That's not how it works.
I want to remind everyone that these are comic books that are fantasies for little kids. So really, logic doesn't really matter most of the time.
Yeah, that's
especially
right. That's why the Punisher over Batman.
Well, especially when it's like a capitalist thing where they have to keep the story going, because if you kill the Joker, then you lose most of your story as an audience.
That's not true, because they killed the Joker.
I mean, permanently.
They did. He was dead when he first showed up. They killed him. He was permanent.
Joker gets killed off a lot.
Okay, Joker, Penguin. If you kill all of Batman's rogues gallery, or you have them go away forever, then there's no more stories.
I feel like some of the top 15 Batman stories involves Joker somehow dying and then he comes back. Like Death of the Family, he dies in that and comes back.
What I'm saying is the Joker was meant to be a one-off. He wasn't meant to come back. They decided, what was it, like a couple months later, like, hey, people really like
they would bring him back. But in the Golden Age, he wasn't really around much. It was the Silver Age where he was more consistent.
Remind Tony before he destroys your funny books with science and facts. I'm just saying. That's always pissed me off about Batman. It's like you can't just like show up to the Gotham PD with some guy in bat cuffs and like, here you go. And here's all the criminal evidence that I found on him. Trust me, this was definitely in his fucking warehouse, right? Like,
I mean, to be honest though, I would say it makes for an interesting story. Someone should definitely do it. Like comment on that aspect.
Yeah, Dog has gotten the wrong guy a few times. That's why I said, like, even in the Marvel universe and even in DC, right? Any criminal, how is there anybody in jail between Skrulls, the Purple Man, Dr. Doom, fucking? I'd be like, hey, why did you rob that liquor store? Well, because Dr. Doom said he would fucking murder my family if I didn't, Judge.
Oh my god!
I had to do it. The Purple Man put me under his powers, and that's why I committed all those arsons.
And this is why Tony is a man-child.
It wasn't me. It was a Skrull that looked exactly like me.
Wow.
Have you heard of clones, Judge? Because that was a clone. How could you argue that? There's plausible deniability. No criminal would ever go to jail, ever.
Rorschach would be terrifying. I don't know if he would be better.
Isn't he racist too?
Yeah, he's the exact fucking opposite of Batman. Totally scary. I would definitely not want that.
All right. Either way, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. It's been delayed. Yeah.
I'm still gonna buy it though. I don't care.
Well, on that note, conversation, I will have to dip. I got to be up early in the morning to get some groceries. Okay. Lovely adult choring. I know, it's great. Yay. But thanks for having me on, guys.
No, it's a pleasure chatting with you. Take care, man, and good luck with your job and everything.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't have a job yet. I'm applying next month or so, but graduating next week, so that'll be fun.
Best wishes.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, peace.
Take it easy, RJ. Did you leave?
Yeah.
That's why Rorschach was more realistic. Yeah. See, look at Finbar guy. It was Mystique, Your Honor. Go arrest her. Yeah. Some Harvey Birdman shit. That's all I'm saying. It just never made any sense to me. As someone who reads comics, and I love comics, right? But then you start thinking about when they want to go into like the criminal system and stuff, like just arrest a guy, like never talk about it again, right? That's fine. I can do that. But once you start trying to get into the minutia of it, and then your explanations are even worse than the non-explanation, it's like just give it up, stop.
Yeah, just give it up, man.
All right. This is from Katsuhiro Harada, the Tekken guy. He says there's going to be cross-play. Tekken 8. Says cross-play, of course I will. By the way, when the previous generation consoles were released, I had already proposed cross-play between the two platforms. However, at the time, they were at odds with each other over mutual interest and P2P security issues and repeatedly refused. So there you go. Tekken 8, cross-play, baby. At launch.
8. Nice. I can get it on PC.
So Bob can get killed at Tekken 8 just like he's getting killed at Street Fighter 5 and coming Street Fighter 6.
Okay.
Who was the last one to win, Bob?
I ain't listening.
Before you blew up,
I'm muting Tony. Can I mute Tony? How do I mute Tony?
You can't. I can mute Tony, I think.
When you got all over Twitter and you were just crying and telling people, and throwing tantrums. Finbar saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you think I was? You think I really cared? You don't think I was being a little bit extra to play into the bit?
Yes, I think you really cared. Here's why. Here's why I think you did, Bob. Because nobody's watching our Twitters. Okay, it was literally
nobody's watching your Twitter. You're not on Twitter, fam.
The only people that were paying attention were you, me, Blinded, and Finbar. Okay,
I don't even think I was paying attention.
See, it would just be you and Finbar then.
I disagree. I'm kind of a big deal, you know. I'm a niche internet micro celebrity.
Disaster Squad says, I have a shitty show called Disaster Squad Cast that I'm looking to start back up, talking to channels like for an hour or two. Tony, I'm probably going to be hitting you up. I have about 50,000 subs, but I'm definitely an internet nobody. Yeah. You can find me on Twitter. Definitely, that'd be interesting. Bob needs revenge.
No, God.
No, Tony needs to earn my respect to play me again.
Finbar said I saw it. I didn't like it, but I saw it. There it is. Aston, he has a bad memory. He says, I do remember a stream where I saw Bob was winning almost every match.
Yes.
And someone, not Bob, was moving the goalpost. No one moved the goalpost.
Someone.
How many games? I think it was 20 games in a row I won nearly. And then you win one game and you're like,
no,
win. Bye-bye.
Stop saying it like that. Now you're trying to reframe it. I didn't just win one game. I won the last game.
Yeah, and then you ran like a bitch. That's such a bitch move. I know people who do that shit.
But we played for like an hour and a half, and I was like, "This." I think I even said before. I said, "This is it. This is the last one." And then I beat you, and I was like, "Oh, I beat you. Still leaving."
Don't care. You don't play by the proper rules. Real FGC game players do.
Were we playing in an FGC tournament?
No, but the tournament rules aren't casual rules.
Were we playing in anything other than casual?
Bruv, look, 1-on-1, yeah. What you do is you're like first to 10, first to 15, first to 20, yeah. Group of friends, yeah. Winner stays on. You go in a circle.
Or like an arcade, winner stays on, like in the arcade. And whoever's the last one, if the arcade closes, they say, hey, okay, the arcade's closing. And I was the last one on the machine.
Okay. But like in an arcade, yeah, it's a business. They have a specific time they close. You know what time they close. So if you turn up 10 minutes before the arcade closes,
win, and then it closes, I'm the winner. Everyone else knows what time it closes. It's not like me and the arcade owner are the only two people that know. Everybody's under the same impression.
See, my fans got my back. Thank you, 1-inch biceps. But like, I don't have to say nothing. These people know you're a bitch.
Yeah, but I'm still a bitch that won. That's all that matters. End of the day, the Ukrainians and the Russians are fighting a war right now, right? It doesn't matter how many battles the Russians win. If the Ukrainians win the last battle, they win the war, and that's it. It's over.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a war. That's completely different. You and your whataboutisms and your
That's not a what about it? It's
False
direct-
equivalent. Well, it's a false equivalence, is what it is.
Disaster Squad. I'm an indie dev. I've been following
Oh,
you for a
wow.
while now about the Amico bullshit. I've
Mhm.
talked to No Square Gamer. Oh, awesome. It's cool.
Have you released any games you want to share with us? If any titles you want to let us know, we can maybe check them out.
Don't put that pressure on me, Bob. I still owe a review for a game that I got like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, I'll Google it. I'll look it up. If it's something I'm interested, I might buy it. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I don't mind retweeting or sharing it. Whatever. Just curious.
Yeah, I see 10 months ago he had No Square Gamer on.
Nice. No Swear Gamer's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. I'm pissed at No Square Gamer. Actually, at the moment. Did you see the latest video he put out? This is what pissed me off. His latest video. Has anybody seen it?
No, I haven't.
So he puts out this video, right? And now I'm going to spend a whole bunch of money because of a video that No Swear Gamer put out. Thank you, No Swear Gamer. So I will bring it up because I'm a B. Arthur simp. Apparently, there's a Golden Girls children's book, Good Night Girls. Now I have to buy this on Amazon.
What is this? Oh,
The Golden Girls.
right. What? Okay.
It's
I'll have to Google that quickly.
I did not know who the Golden Girls are, Bob. I think I've mentioned B. Arthur at least once every other week.
Yeah, I know B. Arthur. I've heard of the Golden Girls. It's not a UK thing. We never had it in the UK, so I never watched it. Was not really aware of it.
Aston says, love the Golden Girls. I was like, Tommy says, I was like, how do you be mad at No Swear Gamer? I was confused. Yeah. Oh, shit, there's Funko Pops? God damn it. That's if I'm going to collect anything, it's going to be Golden Girls memorabilia.
Nice.
All right. Let's see here. What do we got left?
Yeah, I was confused, Tommy, as well.
B. Arthur is a gilf. Gilf. We did have the Golden Girls, Bob. See? Finbar knows. Let me break it down, Bob. Blanche, not Balance. Blanche is the slut. Dorothy's the manly one. Sophia's the mom, and Betty White's really stupid. Dorothy's not manly. She was a woke. She was woke. She was very feminist, strong-willed. Tony was taking her over all the ladies of Star Wars. Some guy named Bomberny says, I never didn't want to watch old ladies when I was younger.
Yeah, I'm not interested in older ladies. Oh, fuck. Why did I say that?
So James Gunn announces 8 new actors for rebooted universe. Let's go through this. We know Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. Called it. Some people said it that wasn't going to happen. He was too young, too old, too blah, 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 blah. But there he is. David Harbour is Eric Frankenstein.
Tony, we already went over this.
Yeah, but we didn't show the pictures.
Well, okay then.
Indira Velma as the bride. Alan Tudyk as Dr. Phosphorus. So that's what that character's name is. Maria Bakalova as Princess Elena Rostovic. We knew Sean Gunn as both G.I. Robot and Weasel. So how old is Weasel supposed to be?
Who knows?
Because it doesn't look old, but it's like I don't want to say human, but it's like
It,
a creature, right? Like it's not immortal, is what I'm saying. It's like it ages, I would imagine.
why does that matter? I'm confused.
Because in the Suicide Squad, it looks youngish. It doesn't look like old. Isn't this like Creature Commando supposed to be years before the Suicide?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, if this is if this is the 40s, or if it's the 50s or the 60s or the 70s, like you're talking about a 30-year difference between the movie.
No, this is not taking place in the 50s or 60s, Tony.
That's why I said 60s, 70s. That's why I kept going up. Like,
No, this is going to take place like maybe a year, couple before Suicide Squad. That wouldn't make much sense.
How old is Rick Flag Sr.?
He is supposed to be old. That's what I was telling people. I'm like, why would they cast Frank Grillo, right? This guy fought in World War II. That's like one of his defining character traits. So I guess they're not going to do that. I mean, James Gunn does change a lot of backgrounds for his characters, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but kind of sucks, though.
I assumed this was going to be years ago, because it'd be weird.
It's years, not decades.
Well, when I say years, I mean decades. I mean, I was figuring that it was going to be a couple of decades, because it was like Rick Flag Sr. is around during Creature Commandos, and then his son is active in Suicide Squad. And my thought was, well, why didn't they just get the father? Like,
Frank Grillo is pretty old, Finbar, but he's only 10 years older than the guy who plays his son. So that's why I said like that. It's kind of weird casting, because if this is supposed to be like a couple years before the Suicide Squad, then I mean, it is animation, but they are saying that this is going to be in live action, right? So that's why I was saying Ron Perlman was a better choice for Rick Flag Sr., right? Because he is supposed to be old, right? By that logic, right? If you're using what's in the comic and you're bringing it to modern day, right?
Alan Two Dicks. Didn't G.I. Robot already appear in Doom Patrol? I didn't watch that show.
I don't think so. Unless that's like in later seasons.
No.
Aston says, did you watch the show The Golden Girls Ended? That was the Golden Palace, which was a sequel. Is that the one? Don't they own like a hotel or something in that? I think that's the sequel. Zoe Chow is playing Nina Marzuski. Isn't this basically what the hell is that? From Hellboy, the amphibian creature.
Yeah, like a creature from the type character. Yeah.
Abe Sapien, that's what it is. Yeah.
I was going to say that. I just got it. I just remembered.
We know Steve Aggie is coming back. Yeah, we went over this the other day, but I mean, I think that was a day when we had less people around. Some of the people that come on that day don't come on this day. So,
okay.
Myself in comics is 5 minutes behind, which is typical. See, Bianca wasn't there. She says, "Ooh, the cast looks good." All right. A Super Mario Brothers theme becomes the first to enter video game music to enter the Library of Congress.
Oh, I didn't even think. Let's go.
Koji Kondo's Super Mario Brothers theme, which was inspired by meeting Tommy Tallarico and sitting down with him for 25 seconds, is one of 25 recordings being added to the registry. The timing on this couldn't be more perfect, with the Mario movie just coming out and doing so well.
I'm surprised it wasn't before.
Because they just added video game music.
Library
of Congress. That's incredible.
Yeah, but even still, I'm kind of shocked. I think that's the first one.
I'm not, because the game, I believe the game's already in the Library of Congress.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So the music is in there already, technically, right? Because it's part of the game. but I guess they're adding the music separately, like in its own. Like you could just go there and listen just to the theme, right?
Right.
Today, the Library of Congress announced that 25 recordings representing some of the defining sounds of the nation's history and culture will be added to the National Recording Registry. For the first time, the additions will also include music from a video game, Koji Kondo's iconic Super Mario Bros. Theme. There are a lot of iconic pieces of video game music that are instantly recognizable by gamers around the world, including the Tetris Type A music. Isn't the Tetris music just something else?
No, I don't think it was. No.
The Tetris music.
It was.
Oh, that's really disrespectful, man. You know, a lot of Russian people get quite upset when you call it the Tetris music because it's actually a traditional Russian song.
That's what I just said. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I read it where it said the Tetris Type A music is what this is saying, and that's why I said, isn't that something else? Like it is.
Yeah, and I was backing you up. I was giving you the details.
Yeah, but it's not like you were yelling at me, Bob.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
weird.
No, I was yelling at the paper. I was yelling at this article.
Yeah, I kind of wish they actually put that in the Tetris movie because I did not know that. And that movie actually was kind of interesting, even though it's a dramatization of the whole situation with Tetris, Jesus. But I did not know it was based on a previous composition.
Yeah.
I thought,
It's a I forget what it's actually called. Bear with me.
It's called Bear With Me. That's an interesting title.
that didn't actually make sense. That was a failed joke, Tony. He said, "I didn't know what it was called. Bear with me."
Okay, my apologies to any Russian-speaking people in our audience. It is called Koroboinki. Is the name of the song.
Yeah. In the Tetris show, movie, whatever the hell it is that you watched.
Movie.
Do they mention the bootleg Tetris?
Like what do you mean?
The Tenjin. Because Tetris came over as a Nintendo title, but there's also a version of Tetris on the NES that was published by Tenjin.
They don't really go into that. They just sort of talk about
because it's an Atari label.
Yeah, they do talk about Atari, but they don't talk about that. They just say that Atari was technically stealing the rights to Tetris, and they were just calling it Tetris. That was in the movie. No, the whole movie is about just the rights issues that they had and dealing with the Russian government. But it is dramatized because there's a lot of elements that obviously didn't happen. They try to movify it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was pretty interesting. I would recommend it. It was pretty fun. Interesting.
They don't mention Phil Adams in the movie, so I don't want to watch it.
No, man.
He's not in there. What really sucks about Tetris is how the guy is Russian.
Right.
So he developed one of the most recognizable, most iconic games, and he literally got no money from it.
At the ending, from what they showed, was that he did have to leave eventually, but yeah, during the whole process, he didn't get a single dime for it. But eventually, he became the owner of the Tetris company with the other guy, the main character of the movie. Yeah.
I've got that ready to watch, the Tetris movie, and I'm very curious to see what they do with the story because there's already a fantastic, I think it's a 2-hour documentary by, is it the gaming historian guy, which goes over the entire history of Tetris anyway. So I was quite curious how much they use. Right.
It's more of a movie plot mixed in, it's more like a political thriller that just so happens to involve Tetris and the rights issues, and so they explain the issues.
Well, yeah, I know that because it's the gaming historian covered all that. It was actually an international political problem.
Yes, so basically, you're just watching the political aspect of it unfold as a movie.
Ah,
I don't expect it to be like a documentary. That's why I say it's a dramatization, because they miss elements. They obviously change a lot to make it feel like a movie. I won't go into spoilers, but you will probably pick up on what is more movie-like, right?
The car chase.
Car
okay.
chase. There's a car chase that, yeah.
Okay.
And then there's also like a spy that really she wasn't real. So, yeah, things like that.
Right.
And the Legend of Zelda theme. But the first piece of video game music to be added to the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry absolutely had to be the Super Mario Bros. Theme for many reasons. Mostly because Nintendo paid a whole bunch of money to the Library of Congress. I mean, there was no buying. Not only did Super Mario Bros., which was bundled with the NES when Nintendo's first console launched in 1985, help save the video game industry after its disastrous crash in 1983, it remains one of the top 10 selling best video games of all time, with some 58 million copies sold to date. Is it?
Best-selling video game of all time?
Yeah.
Which one? Tetris?
No, Super Mario Brothers. 58 million copies. Is it? I thought
What's
Don't
the
they
exact?
s-
I'm looking at the article. I can't see the exact wording. Where could you highlight it on the screen so I can see where you're reading that? Oh, maybe. Let me look it up because there's like loads of charts on that.
It just doesn't sound right.
One site is saying 40 million.
Yeah. According to Wikipedia, Minecraft 238 million, Grand Theft Auto 175 million, Tetris 100 million, Wii Sports 82 million, PUBG 75, Mario Kart 8 60, Super Mario Bros 58 million, and it's in the top 10.
I mean, that doesn't sound too crazy.
I don't know. It sounds.
Why doesn't it sound like, would you expect it to be lower, or do
Yeah,
you
I expect it to be lower.
like how much? How much lower do you expect it to be?
Well, there was only 61.91 million units of the Nintendo sold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And from my recollection, it wasn't always packed in with Mario.
Then
Because if it was always packed in with Mario, right? It says packing with Mario 40 million sold. So then you're telling me another 18 million people bought Mario?
After the fact.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be
That's where I'm
possible.
like,
Quite possibly. It depends. I mean, are we counting the re-releases and versions? Because there was a port to the Game Boy.
I don't think it's counting the re-releases.
no.
That would count as a different system.
I don't understand
Yeah,
how they.
Maybe that article is doing that because, like I said, I've seen one that says 40 million.
Yeah, and those are probably the 40 million that I said, the
Right.
40 million consoles that were sold.
I mean, maybe, I guess.
So maybe the 18 million is all the re-releases and everything, Bob.
Right.
I don't know. I always find it funny because, again, it's a pack-in game, right? Like, you're not really buying Mario, but I guess you kind of are. But you
I
know,
think for that time you are, right?
yeah.
So I think if it was a different generation, then yeah, I would argue you're probably not, but
And I would just think that it have been knocked out because like Switch had what 100 million Switches. I would
yeah,
think that
but
some
most of the
games-
games total around not even 40.
Yeah.
From what I've seen recently, and like with sales numbers, I think game sales, although we expect them to be quite high in the numbers, I think they're a little bit lower than what we usually see. If you get what I'm trying to say,
Right. I think. Well, what the best
Because
Switch game is what, Animal Crossing, or is it Mario Kart 8? Probably Mario Kart 8. Let me see.
Well, here's the thing. How is Duck Hunt only got 28 million, right?
Mhm.
What wasn't that also packed in with
Yeah, but only on the deluxe set. There's different versions. You got the there was about 3 or 4 different versions. You had the one with the Rob and everything, and then you had the one which just came with 1 controller and Mario, and you had the one which came with Duck Hunt, 2 controllers, and Super Mario. So there's been lots of different SKUs. I love that one. I love that SKU.
Deluxe, the one on the Switch sold 52 million. Just the one on the Switch. Because there's obviously the Wii U version.
Well, why isn't that on this list?
Well,
but here, look, Bob. I'm looking at the thing right now, right? It says, for its complete North American release, the Nintendo system was blah 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 blah. Beginning with the deluxe set, the basic set, the action set, and the power set. The deluxe set included Rob, a light gun, 2 games, Gyromite, and Duck Hunt. Okay, no Mario in that one.
Oh, okay.
The control deck, first released in 1987, retailed at $89.99 with no games, and the US 99 bundled with Super Mario Bros. Cartridge. The action set, released in April 14th, came with a control deck, 2 games, an NES Zapper, and a dual game pack containing both Super Mario and Duck Hunt. So how do they count that the one that came with both? Is it a game sale for both of them? Because that's the one I had that had the cart that had both Mario and Duck Hunt on it.
I guess it would depend on who's collecting the data and presenting the data, isn't it, Tony? Because you could count it as one of each, or you could count it as its own thing. And me personally, I would count it as its own SKU. It's its own thing. It's a separate sale. But I don't know how these people would calculate it. They might just package every single consoles. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't know. It's okay to say I don't know because no one can know everything.
Except for me. I get it.
Tony's the exception to every rule.
Yes, because Minecraft is across all platforms. Evil Streams didn't have Mario. His came with no games. So he got the no game bundle.
Right.
I love this. There's also pack-ins that had Mario. Fuck world-class track meet. He's stuck.
I told you. Well, while we're talking about NES, I've told you guys the story. Have I told you guys the story of when I got my first NES?
No.
Oh, well, I've told it many times, but when I was younger, my dad took us shopping, and we went for Christmas. And we went to the store. We was picking out like which console we wanted to get. We ended up picking the NES. My dad bought us a NES with Mario and 1 controller, and we was very happy. My parents were divorced, and it was our turn because we alternated Christmases. So one Christmas would be at our mum's, one Christmas at our dad's, and this so happened to be a year where we was at our dad's first. So me and my brother, we come home from our dad's for Christmas. And we get our Christmas presents and we open it up. And my mum's also bought us a Nintendo Entertainment System. And my mum was pissed. She was like, "Oh, your dad also got you a NES?" And we was like, "Yeah." But my mum got the deluxe version, though, which was better. So she was hype about that. And that's the end of the story.
Sorry, Bob. I was answering a Twitter.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
That's why I got silent. Did your dad use a shopping trolley? Oh, Finbar says you told that story already.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
That's why it wasn't as exciting, I guess.
That's fine. I never know who's heard what stories. I have to repeat stories all the bloody time to different people. It's long.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I can't remember who I've told what to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. We got one more article here. Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom trailer hints at how much time has passed since Breath of the Wild. Due to the new trailer, fans can speculate about the passage of time between the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
Permission to make a maybe slightly homophobic comment. It's not homophobic, no.
No
At all.
homophobic, but what?
Well, we used to have a joke back in the day about emo bands. That if you could switch out one of the words in a band with gay, then it was emo. And if it made a funny sentence. So like Tears of the Kingdom, for me, I just read it as Tears of the Gay.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was bad. That was not
No,
funny.
Sorry.
I know I've told bad jokes on this show.
Every joke Tony makes is a bad joke.
Yeah.
You still laugh.
It sounded better in my head when I was thinking about it earlier. I've been thinking that for days.
Stop taking shots at this game, Bob.
Yeah. Okay, there are hints throughout the new trailer for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom about how much time might have passed between this game and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. One of the easiest ways to try and engage this is by looking at Link's friends as they appear in Tears of the Kingdom. Riju, Tulin, and Sidon all appeared in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as well. Riju is the chief of the Gerudo, although still just a child because her mother passed away without any other heirs. Tulin is a Rito child whose father was taking him flying in the hopes of him becoming a warrior, although his mother thought him still too young for this. Sidon is a prince, the son of King Dorephan of the Zord. God, can we just Bill? His name is Bill.
I see how this article is phrased because they literally said it's 3 years. It's not a long time.
It seems at least a few years have passed between the two games, and it's easy to see when looking at Bill, Jim. Bill and Jim have new haircuts, and they're also taller and bigger.
Yeah, no shit.
So there you go. It's been a few years.
That's from the gamer, right? I'm not looking at it.
Yes.
Why am I surprised?
Well, biceps says Tears of the Game.
Tears of the
But seriously, I didn't get it. Queers of the Kingdom. Don't you remember when we all told our happy Xmas stories and they all involved their parents getting divorced? Yes. Everyone but me. I'm the only one whose parents were happily married. Did Zelda's ass get any bigger? You know how white women can be?
Yeah.
Well, Zelda is a dude. He wears a green tunic. He wields the Master Sword. So,
I thought he was going to say a green onesie for a moment.
Oh God.
If you get the reference.
God damn.
I'm talking about Tingle
Tingle.
from Zelda.
Ah, man.
And a mutual friend.
We are so off the rails tonight. It's probably my fault. I wasn't really prepared.
It's been 3 hours.
Yeah, it has. So let's get to the
Stripper poles.
the stripper polls. Did we do the polls last week?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, wait. Let me vote. I haven't voted on polls in ages. Give me 2 secs. I haven't even.
Tony, Zelda is a girl. Yeah, and she fights Ganon. She wins the day.
And she's a pog.
And she's a pog.
Ooh. Oh, wow. There's so many cool polls.
Not really. There's only 4.
Well, the last poll I'm quite excited about. I get excited about polls. They're my favorite thing.
You like to strip on those poles, Bob?
Yeah, there's only 3 polls, Bob.
Oh, well, I haven't voted in any of them in ages because when I left YouTube, I just ignored this entire community and all your channels. Sorry.
It's all right.
Damn.
So we're only going over the last 3.
I only paid a little bit of attention to Blinded because he's the only one who makes any sense here.
Okay.
No, that's false. That makes sense.
All right. So
shit.
I asked a question 5 days ago. I said, if you had a choice between an Amico or a free PS5 and Xbox Series X, which would you choose?
Amico.
68% chose Amico. 32% chose also Amico. So 100% of the people that voted, 72 votes, they all would pick an Amico. Tommy was right. You can't give away an Xbox Series X or a PS5. People would rather have an Amico.
Exactly.
Mm.
Wise words from a wise man.
All right. 98 people voted in this. Are you excited to see the Marvels?
No.
Yes, it looks fun. 32%. No, it looks woke. 68% said woke.
I didn't even watch
Boo. You haven't watched the trailer. It looks so good.
I haven't. I'm not gonna watch any Marvel trailers anymore.
Uh,
I'm gonna even start doing that with all superhero movies. I'm getting sick of them. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm sick of the damn trailers.
Finn Barton says, so disappointed Carl caused all of John Alvarado's comments to get yeeted. Fucking Carl. Yeah.
Damn.
Someone reported John Alvarado for being John Alvarado, and YouTube yeeted all of his comments.
That damn. God damn.
2 days ago, I said, do you want to see retro reviews on the channel? 72 votes. 68% said yes. So, Bob, you're in charge of the retro side of this channel. I want to
wow. That's hype, man. I didn't know people wanted retro reviews. Let's go.
And 32% said no, they do not want retro reviews.
That's interesting.
All right. So, this, I posted this. Waiting for Smash JT to expose Phil Adam like he promised he would. Some people were confused. They're like, what are you talking about, Tony? Well, if you know, last year, I think it was a little bit after Thanksgiving, Phil Adam had a phone call with Smash JT. We went over it at the time. Smash had made a video, and he said, while I was recording this video, Phil Adam called me. And then he tacked on a little edit to his video. Basically, he said, Phil Adam, the current CEO of Intellivision, I had a conversation with him, said there was a lot of exciting things. He was working on deals. He said, I'm telling you this, Smash, but you can't tell anybody, right? This is confidential information. Can't tell people. And Smash said, okay, I agree. I won't tell anybody for a month, right? He goes, go ahead and do the things that you said you're going to do. But if you don't do them, if you don't get anywhere, I'm going to tell everybody, right? We all remember that? Or am I going crazy? Because I can pull up the Smash video if you want.
In Smash's defense, people
familiar.
In Smash's defense, I'll go to bat for Smash. People say things in the past and they have intent to do it, but people are able to change their mind. You know, we don't have to hold everyone to everything they say.
Or maybe he's waiting.
Still,
people have changes of mind, changes of opinion. Things happen.
I mean, has really anything substantial happened between Thanksgiving to now involving the Amico? Like,
and what different
significant stuff?
And even if Smash JT did expose Phil Adam, what difference is it going to make at this stage?
Because I mean, I think he would probably wait until something actually happened to then drop whatever he was going to expose.
And I'm sure Smash JT is a smart lad. He invested £10,000 into this project. We don't know what he's doing about that. I don't know what he's doing about that. Has anyone asked him? He might be trying to do something about that. I don't really watch Smash's channel. I'm just saying.
I don't watch Smash's channel either. But I'm just saying, he said he had a phone call with Phil Adam, and that Phil Adam told him some stuff that he wasn't going to reveal as long as, you know, because they were moving forward. Remember, they were moving forward, always moving forward. And Smash said that, but if they didn't accomplish anything, that he would, you know, reveal what him and Phil talked about. It never happened. Never happened. So that's all.
Hmm.
Because I remember I pointed it out to him, and I gave him a little nudge on Twitter, and he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm asking him," and then nothing happened.
Mm.
Guy whose only internet status is telling things to everyone. Please don't tell my secrets to everyone.
Is that directed at Smash or Phil?
That's directed at Smash.
Oh, I don't quite get that.
He's saying Smash's whole identity is telling things to everyone.
Oh, right. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Phil slapped him with an NDA, maybe. And then, of course, the secret is out. Yes, the rumors are true. Here's the picture.
I didn't know you looked that scuffed, Tony. Strong with them eyes.
It was a rough night. We got a little tipsy. So,
Slaying.
I mean, it was going to come out eventually, right? You know.
Does Kermit even have a dick? Where does he hide his dick? I mean, he's just naked all the time.
I hide it inside Taylor Swift. Weren't you paying attention?
So you have to walk behind her all the time.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Interesting.
Taylor's not turning the frog gay, that's for sure. Exactly.
Mm.
Nolster says, "Did you ever get a straight answer out of Rich about being an Amico Bester?" No, and we'll go over that since you reminded me, and we'll go ahead and we'll pull that up.
Oh yeah, didn't you say there was Amico news?
Yeah, there's always Amico news. Hold on, I'm gonna go through my.
Yeah, well, one thing I live by is, one thing I've learned on the internet is you can ask people, me personally, you can ask anyone any question, but you do have the right to ignore. You don't have a responsibility or reason to answer every single question. You can ignore it. You don't have to respond to it. It's your choice, your power. You don't have to answer everything someone asks you.
I've learned on the internet, if I ask a question that someone does not answer directly, they're lying.
How can they lie if they're not answering it?
Because they don't
If
want
they
to
don't say anything.
Silence speaks volumes, Bob. If I say, "Hey, Bob, did you steal anything from my store?" And you go,
Your store? No.
and I say, "Okay," because I got you on camera, Bob. Are you sure? And then you stop answering questions. Then the answer is yes. Yes, you did steal. You don't start answering like you. If you never answered a question, then I agree with you. It's your right. But once you start answering questions and then you stop in the middle, you're guilty of something.
I guess. I mean, there's also the case of, if people, you got to put in other factors as well, people's attitude and your relationship with them.
Okay, well, let's go over this, and you can tell me people's
context. Context is important.
Context. Let me. Hell yeah.
Because like if someone who's got
all right,
someone
so
who. Oh, sorry.
Here's the context. Atari Creep made a video responding to something that Bacon Ice Cream said on a blog post, right? He made a blog post about being hopeful for the Amico. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Atari Creep made a response to that. Somebody saw it, posted on Reddit, and said, "Hey, Atari Creep is saying that Rich invested $3,000." Okay, so that 18 minutes in the video, Atari Creep says that Rich is invested in the Amico.
Wait, stupid question. Rich who?
Richard Haywood, Bacon Ice Cream.
Right. Okay.
So Bacon Ice Cream Productions is invested in the Amico. So I go to the video and I say, "Hey, is Bacon Ice Cream invested in the Amico?" Of course, Atari Creep's like, I don't know. I'm not his accountant. I said, "Well, in the video you said," and I quoted the video. He goes, well, I was reading from a post. You should know. I said, well, I don't fucking know. I said, I read on Reddit. I came here and I asked you a fucking question, right? He didn't like that too much. Apparently, he's made some follow-up video about how I'm a bad journalist because I asked him a question instead of researching. I guess asking questions isn't research, but whatever. So I also asked Bacon Ice Cream on his video, right? So this is the series of events in which I asked Bacon Ice Cream. I said, did you invest $3K into the Amico via Republic or another investment opportunity? He says, hey, thanks for dropping by. It's been a while. No is the answer to the question there. And I saw on my buddy Chris's channel that someone else know exactly what I might buy that. Check that out for more context. Also, since you're here on my Evercade video, be sure to type Deadlock in on the screen secrets menu for even more Evercade fun and insight. Thanks as always for checking this out, my friend. Smiley face, thumbs up, fist pound, fire, fire, fire. I said, okay. I said, was curious since you have an investor profile on Republic. So Bacon Ice Cream has a profile on Republic that says he's a Republic value add investor. Okay. He says, I had one on Fig as well prior to Amico and my many VIP orders. I said, so are you going on record and saying your Republic value added investor profile started on April 2020 was not used to invest in Intellivision? He obviously hearted it and thumbs it up, so he saw the comment and then never replied to it. So what do you think, Bob? Do you think
that's sus? That's sussy for sure.
That's what I said. It's a sus. So he might not have invested. So he answered. The original question was, did you invest $3K? No. So he might not have invested $3K. Maybe he invested $1K. Maybe he invested $10K. Maybe he invested $40K. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I said, are you going on record saying blah, 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 that you didn't invest? Suddenly it's silence, right?
So has he addressed it at all? Has he?
So like, are you just saying like a prolonged silence, just kind of shady?
Yeah, well, we were obviously having a conversation, right? We were having a conversation. I made a comment. He replied. I made a second comment. No, actually, I made a comment. He replied. I made another comment. He replied. I made a third comment. No reply. But he's seen it, right? Because he did heart the comment. So he knows it existed. He thumbs it up. He knows it existed. But the 2 seconds to say no, right? Even no, asshole, I already said I didn't invest, right? Even if fuck you, I'm not answering that, right? But just not to answer. That to me says I don't want to answer because if I say no and it turns out that I did invest, then I've publicly lied, right?
Well, actually, I read that slightly different. He's hearted it. It's got a thumbs up. He's confirming. That's a confirmation to me.
No, because he's hearted and thumbs up every comment.
Right.
I do not care if he hearts every comment.
Did you invest $3K? He thumbs it up and hearted it, Bob, and then said no.
Yeah.
Like what happens also, Bob, like you wouldn't know if he, like, let's say he just liked it, but he didn't heart it.
Did he read it then? He must have read it, surely.
But we wouldn't know if he liked it, Bob.
No, we know he liked it because he's
No, I'm saying if he didn't heart it, but liked it, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, but he did heart it, so I mean that means he's at least read the question.
Yeah. At least he hasn't blocked you.
Love the question, but it's not a confirmation, in my opinion. I would not say that's a confirmation.
What I think is a confirmation is the fact that he didn't answer. Again, he could have said no, right? But I think he's afraid that if he says no, that it's a lie, right? He doesn't want to publicly, because I said on record. I think that's where, like, I'm not going to answer that right now. It's on record.
So what would be the issue with him saying yes from his perspective?
Because then he's been promoting the Amico on his YouTube channel.
Right.
And he's the moderator of the Amico Facebook group. And he hasn't disclosed it. That's the whole issue. If he is an investor, then that means hasn't disclosed any of this information while promoting the Amico and being the moderator on the Amico Facebook page.
Right.
Yeah, see, silence speaks louder than some words. Yeah.
Yeah,
And again, if he never answered, like if he never started the answering, I would have said, well, he just fucking he blew me off, right?
right.
But he already open to be like, okay, I'm going to answer your questions. Right?
Right. Yeah, maybe you did catch him in some where he's like, oh shit. Now he doesn't want to answer, right?
Yeah.
But he'll acknowledge that the question, but he can't answer it. Yeah, I could definitely see that being an issue, but you would have to.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he'll see this video and he'll say, hey, I meant to I hearted it and thumbs it up, and I was going to circle back around and I never got to it. I forgot about the comment. The answer is no, right? Maybe he'll see this video and say no. But as of the time of this recording, the time of this video, 10:39 p.m. Saturday, April 15th, 2023. That is CST time. No answer, no response. And it's been sitting there for 2 days. Take it for what you will. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm just presenting the series of events that happened and my interpretation of those events.
Mm.
And there is your Amico minute.
Amico minute. That has a good rank.
Yay. Hip hip amico.
No,
We can't steal that, Blinded. That was already.
Oh shit. That was a thing.
That was, OEB Pete used to do videos. The
Oh,
Amico minute. It was funny though. It was funny because he would make videos. He'd be like, the Amico minute, right? And then it'd be like a 3-minute video. And you're like, this is more than a minute. Like why are you calling it the Amico minute?
I forgot about that guy. Oh fuck.
Joshua Perez says he pulled the DJC. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
I was just reflecting. It's been when was the? I don't even know. When was the Amico announced?
When was it announced? Shit, PRG 2018.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
When was 2018?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. 5 years this saga's been going on. 5 years. Wow. And Amico brought us all together. If it wasn't for the Amico, I don't know if any of us would have met.
I mean, if there was no Amico, you guys would definitely know who I am because I would still be famous YouTuber Frog King. I might not know who you guys are.
No man.
You would definitely know who I am. I am actually, famous, the often imitated, never duplicated. So. Who would win in a fight between Tommy Tellerico and OEB Pete?
OEB Pete, easy.
OEB Pete, because he's got a metal plate in his head.
Omni Pete.
Omni. What the fuck?
OEB Pete's power level is like, I don't know, so high. We're talking like over 9,000 here.
Yeah. All right. It's been 3.5 hours. We're obviously running on fumes. We got nothing in the tank. Nothing left. You guys got anything to fill out the end of the show here?
Just saying thanks to everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll be live streaming video games, hopefully from Monday.
And I gotta say is balls. Cock and balls.
And all I gotta say is Nolster said you tried to get PM Ferrara to say why he was booted from Slope's Discord. He wouldn't answer, of course, but said he was vindicated. Do you know why he was banned? Yeah, because he was harassing Slopes and everybody about the damn Amico.
That guy, I've encountered that guy on Reddit. All I'm saying about him,
he was being him. That's why he got booted.
He was being him. He annoys everyone at the time, basically.
All right. Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.